Hi guys. Welcome in. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me give a few shout outs for a few people here. That's my wifey. Go follow my wifey. That's Poppy. Almost killed us in Peak. And that's Callie. Make sure you guys give them some love and some support. I would really appreciate it. So welcome in, guys. Hope everyone's doing good. Almost, but didn't. True. But I feel like if you had the option to, I feel like, actually, you almost did kill me. Excuse me? When we were on that bridge, you hit me with that the fucking frisbee. I could have fall off and died. Hello? I could have fell to my death. What do you mean? Oh my god, I could have died. Welcome in, guys. Poppy sabotaging, imagine, right? Hi, display, welcome in. Let me go through the intros real quick before I forget. Thank you for opening the gate, Shy. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for first tier, welcome in. Hi, Vulgary, hi, Wolfie, hi, Puda, hi, Sleepy, hi, Poppy, hi, Callie, hi, Swag, hi, Velen, and hi, display. How are you guys doing today? How was your weekend? Hope your Monday's going good. Hope your weekend went well. I was a busy bird. I don't know what's the saying. What's the fucking saying? A busy bee? I was a busy bee. I was a busy bee this week. Hi, Locke. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Currently at around 117 hours of subathon in total. That's crazy. You were dutiful there. I was. Hiya, I do well. How and you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very, very good. I am a little ill, but not like, how do I say it? So I take medication, right? And I ended up having to take a higher dosage, and the side effects of this medication is like, it can be a little bit rough. So I get nausea sometimes. My body feels fatigue, muscle soreness, and all that stuff. So I am feeling a little ill today. So I'm like, maybe I should move the day I take my medicine to like a Saturday, so I have Sunday to recover. That's what I've been, because I've been taking it on Sunday, so I was like, maybe I should do that. Hi, Gemini, welcome in. Thank you so much for the daily bloom. How are you? Busy bird. Yeah, I survived the weekend and today, and I'm off tomorrow. Oh, you have a date off tomorrow. Nice. Thank you for the head pats. Not cool, but hopefully you'll feel better in the long run. Yeah. No, I'm not feeling too horrible right now. Just more like fatigue, if anything, but it's more so body aches. So I'm fine. I'm not dying, yes. Godspeed on the return of normalcy. Yeah, but I'm okay. I'll be okay. But yeah, this weekend I was busy. So basically, right? I think it was Friday after stream. I found out that Demon Slayer was gonna be it's gonna be pulled out of theaters on the 1st, where I am. They're gonna be pulled out of theaters on the 1st of October, and I was just like, excuse me? So I couldn't go like Saturday, right? Because I told you guys I was planning on going this upcoming Saturday. So during the weekend, I binged watched all the Demon Slayer episodes. Because I left off at like, I think, if the thing is, my days are merging because of this, but I think I left off at the the Red Light District arc, to be honest. Yeah, I left off at the Red Light District arc, so I had to watch the Swordsmith and the Hashira training arc in like 2 days. So on Sunday morning, I watched the remainder episodes because I think all I had left was the Hashira training arc, and then I went to the movies in the afternoon, and I cried a lot. The movie was very good. Hi, Zai, welcome in. Thank you so much for the Daily Bloom. How are you? Oop. Oh my, yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot to take in. Thank you for the hip pats. Oh my god, but it was worth it. Maybe that's why you feel bad. Yeah, probably. Probably from all of the, like, just cramming all the episodes in, not sleeping very well because I was watching it, and then the crying. Oh my lord. So how do you feel about Tengen? I always liked Tengen, to be honest. Like, out of all the Hashiras, I really liked his design and his personality. Because I already like Inosuke, and honestly, I feel like he's kind of like an older and more sane version of Inosuke a little bit, is how I view it. So, I liked his personality already, but as I watched, I loved him even more. The fighting scene was so good. But the movie was also very good. I cried like I think 10 times. I don't remember exactly how many times I cried, but I cried a lot. I cried a fuck ton. Oh my god. I should have brought tissue, but I didn't. Hello, hi Zai. How are you? Oh goodness, that's a lot of emotions in one weekend. Yep, it was a lot. It was a lot. I had Angst edits at the ready for you when you finish watching the movie. Yeah, I finished! I finished, so you can send them over. You can send them over. Metal Aventus, it seems your antics are just beginning today. Hi, Blarg! Yes, it is. I just started. We're 16 minutes in. Oh, bet. Yeah, it was so good. I loved it. I bawled my eyes out when I saw the movie. This one part was spoiled for me, but I still cried so much when it came up. Yeah. Yeah. There was a few parts and I was just like, oh my god. Because I know certain things happen. I'm not gonna say what, because just in case those who haven't watched it, right? I don't want to spoil, right? But, man, I know what's gonna happen, so, like, when I saw some things happen, I was just like, okay, my heart is just dying. Alright. I only watched the first season and movie of Demon Slayer, but I know what happens in the movie and never watching that. No, totally understandable. Totally understandable. Oh... I'm so sad, but I won't say too much. I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. For me, it's the one part that is technically not done yet. Trying to say it without spoiling. No, I totally get you. I know what you're talking about. You can talk to me about it because I have a feeling I know exactly which one you're talking about. Speaking of emotions, guess what I found out today? Oh, what? What happened? May I request an affirmation for someone who has a grandmother who's not doing good? Not even the doctor's quite sure what's wrong. Oh, well, I genuinely hope everything, like, I hope they find out what's going on, and I hope your grandmother feels better soon. Yeah, no, it's difficult, especially when the people that you go to figure out what's going on can't figure it out right away. But hopefully they find out what's going on, and hopefully they could start treatments and just help in any way. But I'm so sorry you're going through that. Alien Isolation is on sale for $10. Fuck. Well, let me just take a look at that. Is Autumn Sales going? It is. Oh. Okay. All right. I see. Just in time for October. I don't know what's going on today. The fuck? Hello? What the hell? Stop. Why? Oh god. Okay. Ooh, what is this? Stellar Blade? I think I was told... You guys told me about that at one point. Hi, Jack! Welcome in. Thank you so much for the Daily Bloom. Hope you're doing good today. Welcome in. Yeah, I'll definitely grab it. Did something just happen? I was just informed that Alien Isolation went on sale. Until the 10th. Or no, not until the 10th. Before $10. Yeah. Okay. Not gonna lie, for me, I won't cry for a movie or show except for two circumstances. It's a realistic death and reaction shown in the movie, show, or where you can see the build-up and story like up. For me, I will cry at anything sad. I will cry at anything sad. Doesn't matter how small it is or how big it is, I will be crying. I will tear up or I will bawl my eyes out. there was multiple times in that theater where I had to cover my mouth because I was like, I was sniffling and like sobbing quietly, but like making little noises here and there. I was like, I'm in a fucking theater. I need to shut the fuck up. I'm doing so-and-so with news I've received. Oh, it's nothing terrible, just a lot to take in, like info overload. Oh no. Well, I hope everything works out. I hope everything's okay. I'm glad that it's nothing terrible, but you know, still information, like so much overload on information is still overwhelming. So, wait, who's your favorite Hashira? My favorite Hashira? Okay. There's not a Hashira I don't like. Like, I like every Hashira. Even the ones that are a little rough around the edges. I like every single one of them. The only one I would say is my favorite, though, is probably Tengen. I like Tengen a lot. I was the same way, yeah. Like, how am I supposed to hold my emotions during all this, right? I was sobbing. And I was trying to keep myself quiet by covering my mouth and, like, suffocating myself. Sanemi, my love. Oh, you like Sanemi? Sanemi was a little rough around the edges, but I can't bring myself to hate him. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I don't hate him. He's a little rough on, around the edges. Even, like, his name is Obanai, right? I might be saying it wrong. Serpent breathing. Yeah, that one. He's a bit rough around the edges, too, but I kind of like him, too. I can fix... Oh, my God. Shinobu and Mitsuri, for me, I love Shinobu. Shinobu's so pretty. And I love her personality. Oh, my God. I love her. I love her. I will not be ashamed to admit that I cried at Arthur Morgan's death. While I didn't pay extreme attention to the story, you actually feel it when he realizes he needs to change and he's dying. Oh, no, I feel like you shouldn't be ashamed of crying during a movie or anything. I feel like showing emotion shouldn't ever be like something you should be ashamed of personally. If something really moves you to the point where you're in tears, I feel like that's not something to be ashamed of. Like, if it pulls at your emotion, that means that they're doing their job. If they were able to move you in a sense where you're crying, I feel like that's what their intentions were. So I feel like you shouldn't be ashamed of that. But yeah, today we will be playing, we will be reacting to Fear of Depths and Fear of Cold. I'm so sorry. I have a problem saying the word depth a lot. I don't know why. Depth. Yeah. I don't know why I struggle with that. But we will be reacting to that, and it's by a YouTuber by Jacob Geller. You guys probably know him. I don't know his YouTube channel at all. But this was recommended by Here and Dip. Here recommended Depths, and Dip recommended Cold. So they're by the same, it's by the same person, so I was like, might as well just watch both of them, because why the fuck not? So I'm assuming by just the title itself, by the title alone, that it might be talking about some phobias. So if you have a fear of depths or cold, you may click away. Now I'm not sure. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys will be okay watching this. So just trying to make sure you guys will be okay with it. But I don't know exactly too much on it. I didn't really look into it too much. So it's gonna be a first-time experience for both of us. It's about the fears, yes, and there will be lots of mentions about those topics, yeah. So if you guys have any phobias or anything like that, feel discomfort during watching this or anything, I completely understand. If you guys want to lurk or step away, completely understandable. I'd rather you guys feel comfortable rather than discomfort. And then if we finish both of them, because both of them are 30 minutes long, I do plan on pausing the video in between so I could talk about what's going on, react to what's going on, say my mind as it pops in. So a lot of pausing will happen. But what's it called? It's gonna be like 30 minutes each video, I believe. 30 minutes, right? One is 47. So still a total of an hour plus. So if we have time afterwards, we can vote on like a small game to play as well right after. So there is something I will be changing though. Instead of doing the reacts monthly, I'm so sorry. I almost had a hiccup. I don't know what happened there. But instead of doing it monthly, I was thinking of merging it together with the yearly community events, and we'll do it as a poll. So we'll have the reaction thing permanently in the poll so that you guys can vote what you guys want when it does happen. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, are those all characters from Honkai Star Rail? Okay. Oh no, well, is it Honkai? Yeah. No. It's Genshin, isn't it? It's Genshin. Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw one of the characters' name and I was just like, how come it sounds familiar? But I kept thinking Honkai. Thank you for doting on the dear alt. Welcome in. Get loved and appreciate water dear. Thank you. I appreciate it. Got to have all the characters. Yeah, welcome in. I will call you Mona because that's... Well, Jean is also really easy to also remember. But I'll call you Mona. But welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying Genshin. But I was going to merge the reaction to our Dearly community event instead, so that we have that one Monday for different events. The reason for that is because a lot of my Mondays are more so for short games and to also like continue games that we have for Cozy Games Tuesdays as well. And I feel like taking away 2 Mondays also for like games that I get keys for. So I use that Mondays for that most of the time. But with the 2 Mondays getting away, I've come to realize that I don't have a lot of Mondays. So I'll be merging the reaction with the event poll from now on. So if you guys want to change it up and want to do a reaction, you guys can more than welcome to vote for that during the stuff. That way you guys also have the time to send in more reaction videos, and that reaction thread will be open indefinitely until I stop doing the reaction stuff. So it's gonna be there for you guys to suggest many things too. But that's what I was thinking of doing. Other than that, we do have collabs. So today after stream, I do have one tiny collab. But I won't be streaming. I will be over on Medi's channel and I will be playing Monster Hunter Wilds because there's a new event that came out. And Medi asked me to play the game with him, so I was like, sure, why not? I don't see a problem with that. So I'll be over there after stream. Just give me a little bit. I might have to go get something to eat in between, but I'll be over there with Medi playing Monster Hunter Wilds. So make sure you guys head on over there. It takes a deft hand to chef in the deadly depths of the death. I'm sorry. My brain hurt from reading. It takes a deft hand to chef in the deadly depths of the death. Jesus. Get out of here. Wife, husband bonding over he is not my husband. What is wrong with you? He's delusional, I'm telling y'all. Delusional. Oh my god. If I had to choose a husband, it would be Silas. Silas is my husband. But we will be playing Monster Hunter today with Medi after stream, so make sure you guys check that out. Then we have the Minecraft mod pack, the horror mod pack, with Shy, Mon, Wolf, and Historia. We haven't chosen a start date just yet, but it will be in the month of October, so you guys look out for that. And then watch along. So you guys chose horror. Woohoo! The movie that we will be watching will be Alien, the first movie. That's the one we will be watching. I know we didn't do a poll for this one, but that's because collectively a few people asked to watch Aliens, since I will be playing Alien Isolation, and apparently the game spoils the movie, but the movie doesn't spoil the game. So we will be watching that. I haven't chosen a day yet, but it will be very, very soon. Might know the date, but need to confirm with one person. No worries, take your time. Just let me know whenever. But yeah, that is what's happening. And then community night this week will be on Friday. It will be on Friday. We did it on Thursday last week just because I had a collab, but this week will be on Friday. I also do have the Google form. I'm slowly filling out the questions, or not filling out, well, adding the questions in. So I will be posting a Google Docs shortly, not shortly, sometime soon. I just need to get it like proofread and make sure or to see what other questions I should add. But basically what this Google Doc is a quality check, basically to see how you guys feel about the content that I've been doing, what more you want to see, what less you want to see, as well as community stuff, what more you guys want to see a part of the community events, as well as what's it called, suggestions for games and whatnot. So I have a whole section regarding those kind of stuff that I'm just slowly filling out, and then I'll have someone like read it, well, proofread, and then make sure if there's anything else I should be adding. But that's that. Otherwise, I think that's all the announcements I have for today. I think so. I'm almost done with my horror demo list. Have been settling a bit more time to go through them. Oh, I appreciate it. Let me know when you're done, and you can always send it over. When am I gonna start the demo list? I am not 100% sure. There are some in there that I think you might actually like. Ooh, really? Okay. Streamer giving us an evaluation form, even more improvements on the way. Yeah, I want to make sure, you know, you guys are enjoying the content that I bring, and also like give suggestions on what you guys want to see more of, what you guys want to see less of, and whatnot. So I just want to make sure that you guys are happy with what I'm bringing to the table, essentially. But yeah, that's what's happening with the Google Doc. I just need to fill out a few more stuff, add a few more questions, and then just make sure there isn't anything I'm missing. Hi, Darth. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the daily bloom. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Oh, with the 9%, it's okay. It'll be a lot higher tomorrow. Does someone get scared by the cold? Some people have different types of phobia. Some people have a different types of phobia, and if there is a word for it, I feel like, well, say not word, but basically, like, you know how they create like scientific terms for a lot of this stuff? If they have that, I feel like at least one person has that phobia. That would be an interesting poll at the end of the react. Would you rather be in the depths or in the cold? That, yeah. Hi, Meadow. Just woke up, grabbing a beer, then I'm ready. Oh my god. Enjoy your beer. But good evening, right? Evening. Hope you had a really good nap or sleep. What else? What else? I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything before we go on with the video. Okay. Okay, so is everybody ready? We will be watching Fear of Depths first. And just a reminder, once again, I will be pausing a lot during the video, just going through them. There will be a lot of pauses so that I can react, talk about what they're talking about, maybe relate to it. And you guys can also chime in as well. This is a whole ass conversation, so feel free. I'm ready, I'm ready. All right, let's get started. So there won't be any music in the background, obviously, but we have the video going, so do you guys want, I don't want music in the background just because what's it called, I don't want it to get rid of the vibes of the video that the video is providing. So there won't be any music. There will be patches of silence here and there because no music in the background. Did you know that old planes had a special device to prevent the guns from destroying the propeller? It was called the synchronized trigger, which stopped the gun when the propeller blade passes. Oh, okay. No music, the vibes are necessary. I assumed so. No music would be better if the video is already providing its own. I assumed as much. All right, then we will get started. I will full screen the video as well so that you guys can get the full view. Also, should the category be changed or remain the same? I was wondering that. I was like, should I leave it as just chatting, or what category do I put that in? Because I don't know what category to really put this in. It's not a special event by any means. So I was just thinking maybe just chatting is fine. Any thoughts? Any opinions? I think just chatting is fine. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, what would be the right, what's it called? I didn't get my peak emote. Hello? I played peak, what's it called? I played Peak Friday and I streamed it to you guys and we didn't get a peak emote. Do I have that? I swear to God, if I don't have that, I have it. Never mind. Unless there's a specific reaction category, I'd say just chatting is fine. I don't think so. I checked reaction and then it's just, I don't know if it's games or something, but I think just chatting will be okay. Oh, look at that. Look out. That's so funny. It's so cute. All right. Okay. I don't know why I just thought about it. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. But we'll get started. Let me go to the screen now. Ta-da! It's a blank screen. So, again, fear of depths. If you guys do have a fear of depths or a phobia of... I feel like depths also considers darkness. So if you guys have a phobia of that, feel free to lurk. Feel free to step away. I totally understand. Make sure you guys take care of yourself, right? I feel like I'd be more afraid of the depths, as the depths can be a general term. The depths of space, depths of the ocean, depths of hell, etc. That's crazy. A fear of caves, darkness, cramped spaces. Yes. If you guys have any of those fears, please feel free to step away. I totally understand. Make sure you guys take care of yourself. I want to make sure you guys are okay. So just a heads up. There is going to be talks of those 3 or more fears. So let's get started. Oh, can't hear it? The hell? I undid it. Not undid it. What is the word I'm looking for? I uncaptured it. Well, not uncaptured it. Let me... Hello? Okay. Let me rewind. What the heck? Now it's working?
Early in 1925, headlines across the United States briefly focused on an intensely local and specific story.
So I don't know why it was capturing it, but I had to recapture it because it wasn't picking it up. That's so weird.
A man in central Kentucky was stuck in a cave. His name was Floyd Collins. He was 37 years old, and he had spent countless hours exploring the dark tunnels, chambers, and cascades under Barron County. It wasn't the first time he had lost his light underground. It wasn't the first time he had faced a squeeze. And he assumed when he was found a day after the cave-in that trapped his legs, it would be a fairly simple process to extract him from the cave he had so easily wriggled into. It was not. Collins had underestimated his own caving ability. What felt to him like an easy scramble, only 60 feet underground, was a near impossibility to most people, both physically and mentally.
I don't know how people do that. So I know there's some YouTube channels. I don't know them very well, but there's some YouTube channels where they will go like cave diving, I think is what it's called. I don't know exactly if that's the term, but they'll go cave diving. Yeah, cave diving. I swear cave diving stories are the only thing that wigs me out. Yeah, no, they go cave diving, and some people like on YouTube will film their whole process. I don't know how they're able to do that. I personally, like, going into a cave, I don't have a fear, personally. I don't think I do. But, I feel discomfort, I guess. Because I don't want to, like, because it's gonna be dark in there. I feel like a flashlight is never enough for me because of my clumsy ass. And I feel like I will fucking fall. So, yeah, I don't know. I just got back. What is the subject of the reacts about? It's called fear of depths. So it's gonna be a fear of caves, claustrophobic areas, darkness, just cramped spaces, kind of like that. Cave diving, in a sense, yeah. It's something that it's sometimes that those passionate and have zero fear will go to many lengths. Yeah, I'm fine with caves, but if I have to crawl, nuh-uh. Yeah, I feel like once you get to the point where you have to crawl, it's kind of like, ooh. I don't like that. With or without proper equipment, like rock climbers. Yeah, I feel like if you do go, like, if you ever do go cave diving, always, always, always bring, like, equipment with you or something. I have heard horror stories, both dry caves and underwater caves, terrible business. Underwater caves? No. I already have a fear of, like, I don't, like, the thing is, right? If it's a body of water, I don't know if it... I think, okay, you know what? I think I have a fear of just water in general. Because, like, I can't go swimming at night. Personally. Like, if the swimming pool is huge, like, big swimming pool, and it's night, I don't feel comfortable swimming in it. Like, I'll stay in the, like, a shallow area, but, I like every time I look over to the deeper end, I have this sense of fear that kind of takes over me. I don't know why. I know nothing is in there, but have the fear of it for some reason. Thankfully, I'm not claustrophobic, but I am. Meadow is gonphobic. Speaking of that, I miss Meadow. Get out of here. The internet historian made a much more detailed video about the man trapped in the cave. Oh, okay. I think this is just one of the topics, because I know there's gonna be more like things that's gonna pop up, but I think the Floyd cave incident is just a starter of what there is to come in the video. But I think I've heard a little bit about it. I'm not too familiar, but I heard about the Floyd cave incident at one point. I just don't know too much about it. But yeah, I remember having seen a video or two about the passings from scuba divers going into certain holes. Yeah, no. Just what, I don't know if it's the fear of water or some shit, but like, even like if it's in a cave and there's a body of water, I cannot go in it. Not even in games. Like, if I'm playing a game and we go in a cave and there's a body of water, I don't want to go in it. Doesn't matter how the shallow is. It's the cave's already dark. I can't see what's in the water. I don't want to go in it. Even with equipment and years of experience, even the most experienced person can get in a lot of trouble at water, and it is much, much worse. I imagine so. That's why, I don't know, like, I think that's why one of the big, like, the reason why I have a fear with water is because I feel like you have less control than being on your feet. I feel like you have less control in water than you do on land. So I think that also is a big thing as to why I have a fear of like open water or big water places or stuff. Caves and waters are a scary combo. They are. I was in a pool in my backyard when I was much younger. I was by myself, and I swear I hear a sonar ping like a submarine. That scared the shit out of me. Yeah, no. I would have jumped out of that water. Would you say you're more scared of the water itself or the thought of something being in it? I feel like I'm more scared of the thought of something being in it. I feel like that might be what scares me. So, like, if I see a body of water, like a huge body of water, and it's pitch dark, you cannot see anything in it, I'm scared of what's in it. Like, of what could be in it. Like if you know those scenes, or like, well, I don't know if it's a scene, but in games too, when there's like, you're in shallow, well, quote unquote shallow area where you could go scuba diving, and then there's just like a dip, like a cliff just going straight down after a certain point. That scares the shit out of me. Fun fact, the ping on a submarine is, if you are close enough, can kill you. Wait, it can? Okay, it is not as so much a fun fact, but wait, the submarine pings can actually like get gone if you're close enough. Subnautica when? Never. Well, okay, I know Rai asked me to play Subnautica 2 with him when it releases. I don't know, guys. I don't know how I will do. Yep, it is strong enough to actually kill you. That's crazy. Sonar is quite dangerous. That is crazy. I did not know about that. This is why the ocean is scary. Even man-made things will get you.
Sand Cave, where he was trapped, was unstable, narrow, and, like all caves, smotheringly dark. Men would go in to give Collins a drink of water or a sandwich and come out trembling, having
Ooh.
barely made it halfway to his position.
Oh. Why? Okay, let's go. Let's look at that map. Okay, let's take the time to look at that map. What? Who? Okay, I know that there's a lot of people who love adventure and stuff. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that. I can't. Whoever is confident and like motivated enough to go through this small little narrow ass place, kudos to you. Amazing. I will never be caught near that. I can't. Just looking at this, I'm not claustrophobic, but like I feel discomfort just looking at this. That's crazy. Hi Sarah, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. The curse persists. Why do I always come into some random out-of-pocket shit? What did I say? I also don't like deep water, more specifically the risk of Leviathan-sized creatures being in it. Also, if you're in water, you look around, all you see is empty blue and black. Fuck that. No, that's the thing, right? Especially in that situation, like if you play Subnautica and you go out to the dead zone, I think is what they called it, and you get scared. You know how I get scared. My mouse just flings because I'm scared as fuck. I don't know how to get back. I lost my sense of direction. I don't care if I have a compass. I won't remember which way I was going. I'm gonna get lost and I'm gonna die. That's basically what's gonna happen. If I ever play Subnautica and I go to the fucking dead zone and I'm like panicking and I lose my sense of direction, that's gonna happen. You already know I'm directionally challenged, and if that ever happens in a Subnautica playthrough, that file is just gone. That file's just gone. Just don't go there, silly. You know what? You're right. I'll stay in my ship forever. Just farm for food in the vicinity and then go back in. I'm not ignoring that because you're right. Yeah. Oh my god. It's sending out a sound wave, which is pressure. Oh, so your lung can explode if you're too close. That's crazy. Some people see tiny pockets of space and just think, I'm gonna go in there. Yeah. Yeah, some people see a hole and just see a go. Oh my god. Wait, no, ignore that. That's crazy. Is that what you're saying? I'm not ignoring that because you're right. That's crazy. The map is incorrect. As if they, it's just they didn't know how to draw in 3D. I'm assuming this is just like, what's it called? Well, wait. So the map, it doesn't look like that. Well, to be fair, if I just looked at this map and I didn't know anything, I would still not go. Because I'm sure a lot of people will just see this map and be like, oh, that looks like fun, and they'll try to go, is what I think. The vibrations made by the sound it makes can break bones and even cause your brain to hemorrhage. Whale calls can literally shake you apart. That's crazy. Dude, Subnautica actually made me legit shit myself in fear. First time I ever played, I went too far and the huge Leviathan came up behind me. Didn't hear it till it was literally right behind me. Turned around and screeched so loud it pings off the walls and I had to potty immediately after. Never again. I totally understand you. Because I would be in the same boat. I cannot with, like, ocean stuff. I cannot. Like, I can admire beautiful creatures in the ocean. The jumbo octopus. Dumbo octopus, fucking cute as fuck. The blobfish, when it's out of the water, it looks not as beautiful, but it's still silly. So I can appreciate that. The mantis shrimp, colorful as fuck. I can appreciate that. Shrimp, I love eating it. I can appreciate that. But I will not go in the water. I will not go near anything big. If like I had a cousin where him and his dad went canoeing, and he was like, "Oh, you should have come with us. We saw a big ass fucking fish in the water close to us." I was like, fuck that. No. Hi, Chichi. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Play some Nautical with an empty bladder, large intestine. Yes. We have that good old thalassophobia. I don't know how to say it. Here, you might have to help me. But yes, I have fear of that.
100 hours later, Collins was still in the cave. A few
Ooh.
people had made it to him. His brother, a reporter, a firefighter. They planned to tie a rope around Collins and pull him out, even though the walls of the cave could shred his body like knives, even though, as a doctor warned, the rope might stretch his organs like taffy.
I'm sorry?
Collins begged them to pull him out, even if they had to pull his foot off, but they couldn't.
Wait, that doctor said that if they pulled him out, his organs would stretch like... How is that possible? It's gonna be on his legs, though. Thalassophobia, thank you. Thalassophobia, thank you. I can never pronounce that word. Not gonna lie, Subnautica didn't scare me. If you want me to be scared, don't make your monsters look cool that I'd want them in a fish tank. I'm sorry. Like, doesn't matter if they look cool to me. If they're that big and coming for my ass, I'm gonna be scared. I am going to be scared, and I would no longer be there. I couldn't for the longest time either, don't worry. They're doing what? They're going for my ass. I changed my mind, Meadow. I'm scared. I need you to hold me. Aw, Darth. Aw, I'm sorry. Wait, scared of wait, scared of what? What are you scared of? Thalassophobia, or like the fear of the depths? Because I feel like both are pretty scary. But your words of affection today, Darth. I hope everything has been going good for you. Them coming for your ass, right? But I hope everything's going good for you. I hope you're feeling a lot better, because I know last week you had some you were feeling a bit down on a few days. So I hope everything's a lot better for you this week. I hope this week is a lot of joy and happiness coming your way. So I just hope that you feel a lot better. His foot was stuck under a 150 something pound rock. He'd be pulled apart because the cave was full of crystals that would... Oh, that sounds painful. Be happy, yes. I'm chilling, that's good to hear. Thank you for the clip. Thank you.
While the folks in the cave struggled to think of anything that could rescue Collins, the rest of the country was wrapped, with newspapers running headlines from coast to coast. People hung on every word. The horror of the situation, the drama of the rescue attempts. It was electric. No one could tear themselves away. 6 days after the first cave-in, officials decided that their best chance of rescue was to dig an entirely separate tunnel in from the surface. It indeed might have been their best chance of rescue, but it wasn't enough.
Oh.
14 days, 2 full weeks after he trapped himself in a cave that others could barely enter, Floyd Collins had died.
Oh.
And what was the rest of the country left with? A gaping fascination at what lies beneath us, a fixation with the blackness. Congress regulated the area around Collins Cave in part to try and regulate the stream of wannabe explorers plunging into their own underground worlds. You might have heard what resulted. Mammoth Cave National Park. Today, it's the longest known cave network in the world. 2 million people visit that park a year. Because despite its origins, despite the involuntary shudder that descriptions of it cause, despite the fact that it is easier in every single respect to simply stay above ground, we just can't resist it. It is, in one of the most literal ways possible, a call of the void.
Wait, is this inside? Oh, it is. Why is there subtitles? I don't hear no... Hello?
For many years, we
Oh,
thought the
there it
bottom
is.
of the world lay in the Krubera Cave, 6,800.
They're in the caves themselves? Hello? I was not expecting to see his ass in the cave! What the fuck? That's crazy. Plus with the goats, Raiden and Zai, how can I not be happy when they are my scouts, always on the lookout for Fairy Tail JoJo? Yeah, no, Raiden and Zai is always on the lookout for cards that they notice that you guys pull. It's always great. Always great. His ass is in the cave. Yeah, I was like, why? See, same with most things. I don't have fear of caves or anything more than there's more of there being something in them. For me, it's mostly like getting lost. I don't think I have a fear of that though, but like I don't know. I feel like being in a cave, you kind of just you're restricted. I feel maybe it's the fear of restriction. I don't know. Yes, his foe. Oh, sorry, I just read that. Well, gotta admit, can respect someone that goes to the location he's talking about. You know, you're right. You're right. But that's so. It's I don't know. Like someone sadly passed from being in the cave, and then everybody's just like, oh, we gotta make it a tourist attraction. It's like, what? Why? Oh my god.
24 feet below the Caucasus Mountains.
The fact that he went in there on his own is crazy.
Feel like
Humid, maybe?
Let's start with the basics. It's dark. It's really dark. Water and air may trickle past the first room of a cavern, but light is bound to just a couple feet of the entrance. Once you've taken a turn deeper, you're surrounded by true black.
Isn't some caves like that just his sentence right there where he said like water and air trickles, but like isn't some caves like no air at all? Like so is like I remember I saw a little bit of a video and they were like if you do this and this happens, don't go in that cave. Because like they put like a fire, like a torch in like a little small area in the cave, and it was on, and then they went lower and it just completely died out because of the carbon dioxide or something like that. I'm pretty not claustrophobic until I get stuck, and then I become very, 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 very claustrophobic. Honestly, understandable. Funny you mentioned humid. There is a crystal cave that is so humid you could drown in it. Wait, really? The humidity is so high that you could literally drown in it? That's scary. How does that work? A lot of caves are filled with just gases like methane. That's crazy.
No stars. You can stand in the dark with your light off for as long as you want, and your eyes will never adjust. It seems like, after crawling through a passage, that it should hold a little residual.
You see all that rock? If I walk all of that, I'm gonna fall and I'm gonna hurt myself badly. I am so clumsy. My sense of like balance is so bad, and like I have bad sense of balance. I'm directionally challenged, clumsy as fuck. Mix that all together, and I'm gonna hurt myself just walking on this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, some caves are dead caves. Yeah, you're not allowed to cave dive now. It is forbidden. I will never cave dive, don't you worry. Nika Cave of Crystals in Mexico. It is also 58 Celsius, 136 Fahrenheit. You know, I love saunas. Saunas are nice. But if I'm gonna be stuck in a cave for that, no thank you. Thank you for the daily bloom. Thank you. But yeah, no, my mind keeps going back to the humid thing that you're talking about, Gemini. I kind of want to look into that because I'm curious, like how that happens, how you can drown from humidity. That's crazy. In fact, I'm putting you in bubble wrap. Thank you. The goddess must be protected. I'm so clumsy. I really am. Like, so my kitchen area, right? We have a bar top in a sense, and it obviously never moves. It's cemented to the ground. It's well, not cemented. Well, I don't know what puts it together, but it's in the same spot every single time. I bump into that shit maybe like 3 times a week. Doesn't move, but I still bump into that shit. And then I also have like a bruise on my shoulder because my last apartment that I lived in has like the blinds that you move with those little stick things. my shoulder, because I'm at an average height, and it was around the same height to my shoulder, would always hit my shoulder. And I have a little bruise that's just the same fucking bruise because I keep hurting it in the exact same spot. I don't know how it happens, but it always happens. The ADHD walk is real. I do that too. Yeah. Yeah, I went into Crystal Cave in PA. They turn off the lights. You won't see shit. And not only was it dark, it was moist and the floor was slippery and it was cold, like freezer cold in summer. That's crazy. I'm only clumsy when I first wake up. Every time I wake up all groggy just to pee, I stub my toe on the same damn table. I rarely stub my toe, thankfully, because that shit is painful as fuck. I'd rather get a corner table to my hip than getting stubbing my toe. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie, because that pain goes away for a little bit. I feel like when you stub your toes on anything, it lingers for a while, and I don't know why.
Light. It feels like it should remember you were there, that if you look back, the rock you just prostrated yourself on should look a little less alien than the ones you haven't yet touched. But it doesn't. As soon as you turn your lamp away, that area fades back into the void, and once it returns to the void, nothing is familiar. I said multiple times out loud, "There's no way that's the way we came from." I was wrong. And thankfully, I was with people in the cave who were much smarter than me, but I couldn't shake the what-ifs from my head. What if I had stumbled in here alone?
Oh, I
What
would
if my
be gone.
light went out?
Nobody would find
What
me.
if all I had was my sense of touch and the sound of caverns, trying to understand the walls of rooms that barely made sense when illuminated?
I feel like when you're traversing through darkness, right? If you're traversing through darkness, like, because it's in darkness, you will always, like, you will never remember. You will never remember where you just walked from. Because your brain doesn't have the time to process the things around you to be able to be like, okay, that looks familiar. I feel like that's why, like, if the cave situation, you always need something to like mark your surroundings. Am I right? Do they ever do that? Like when they go cave diving, they'll mark where they like just came from. Do they do it? I hate it. I bump into everything like I'm trying to unlock an achievement. That's crazy. If I forget something behind me, I jerk my upper body backwards because I know I just keep walking forward. Stub your toe either, it would be okay, or your nail turns purple. Yeah. That sounds painful. Yeah, Metal, honestly, you would be like my big toe getting it would be like my big toe getting banged against every piece of furniture I own. So I'm sorry I had to do I had to. You're all good. I find people exploring old bunkers scarier because the old bunkers can be flooded with still water full of rust and pain and chemicals or people living in them. Yeah, still water doesn't like the idea of still water makes me uncomfortable. I heard like just being near it is dangerous enough, right? Is that accurate? Unless I was fed different like false information. I heard that being near still water can damage you, so in some way, but I'm not 100% sure. I would just start feeling around the dark cave like a blind woman trying to memorize the feeling of the walls.
Caves are dark, but they aren't silent. They sound... well, they sound wet.
What?
Because they are. Thousands of tiny currents of water, individual drops and streams and rivers cutting their way through the rock on a timescale that none of us will live to see. The sounds of water echo through a cave, precisely enough that I felt like I could hear a single drop falling off a stalactite a dozen yards away. Simultaneously, though, caves swallow sound, muting voices and movements just a few feet from me. And the combination of these two contradictory effects is absolutely uncanny.
Wait, what? Really?
It seems like everything about a cave is built to mess with how we usually take in the world.
So, sounds in the caves essentially gets muffled or like lost. You can like, I would assume you could hear better in a cave. No, molds and critters love to live in water that isn't moving. Understandable. Yes, because it can, in theory, have algae, and algae can sometimes pump poison into the air. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know it was algae that did that. That's crazy.
The light is gone, The sounds don't make sense. And the space itself is... I mean, this is the real map that my guide handed me before I came in. Look at this. Oh, this clears everything up. And what's more, I feel like I could memorize this hollow nightmare fuel and when you...
Hollow Nightmare Mansion! The rock can absorb the sound strangely easily. Oh, okay.
even begin to scratch the complexity of the actual cavern, because there's no way this paper can capture the three-dimensionality of these passages. There were times when we'd be walking one direction, drop down 5 feet, and then turn around and start crawling back in exactly the same direction, but somehow under the exact rocks we had been walking on before. I have no idea how many floors this place had. 4? 10? 30? Caves are, as much as any geological formation can be, alive.
Caves breathe, have active circulatory, digestive, and excretory systems, can contract disease and suffer injuries and heal many of both, and are constantly growing.
I'm sorry,
just
disease?
like any other living body.
And I've already made clear my thoughts on living spaces. The strangest thing of all to me, though, was that there always did seem to be a way forward. Hundreds of feet underground, through pitch-black rooms and shoulder-width hallways, there was always a way forward. It straddled this bizarre tightrope. Obviously, no human would have ever designed a space like this, and yet there were just enough accommodations that I felt like I should be traversing it. It hit me like a stalactite to the face. I know this kind of space. Caves are superstructures.
Man, I hate the idea that you have to, like, crouch to get under small spaces. I don't like that. It's like the old saying, if Meadow cries in the cave and no one is around to hear it, did they really cry? The answer is no, because I never let my queen get lost. I appreciate it. We do have Agile currently going, so we will pause here for a little bit. Let's use this time to go use the restroom, grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back here in about, like, 3 minutes, guys. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back from Agile, and hi, Belle. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Welcome in, welcome in. All sounds in caves can muffle any sound because the walls and stuff can absorb or send sounds away from you. For example, there's a story of people getting lost in caves, calling out, hearing a response, then following the voice until they realized it was their own voice bouncing off the walls back to them. That's crazy. I'm great making a sandwich. Oh, what kind? What's in it? Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Don't worry, you have the fallings to go into caves for you. I wouldn't want you guys to get lost either. If anything, the earth elemental fondlings will probably be able to traverse caves a lot easier than the other elements. Maybe water too. But yeah, no, that's like just being lost in a cave is what scares me, if anything. The fear of not being able to leave the place. I am an earth, then you should be able to traverse easily. Peanut butter, banana, and honey. Sweet, but still healthier. Yum. That sounds good. That sounds really good. I haven't had that before, I don't think. I've never actually had peanut butter and banana sandwiches before. Usually when I have like a peanut butter sandwich, it's with jelly or just by itself. I don't know why. Whatever you do, don't have the fire deer go in there. Oh yeah, no. They are pretty fire. Yeah, I should give it a try next time. I like how they use game references
and few places
too.
portray that superstructure like depth and somehow welcoming hostility, like the Krubera Cave, stretching for miles below the western Caucasus mountain range. This is where a group of explorers thought they would find the true deepest place on Earth. There are two main features of Krubera. First are the chutes. These are the things that allowed it to be a contender for the deepest cave. They are what feel like bottomless pits, places where the stone just drops away for hundreds and hundreds of feet.
You raw dogging peanut butter on bread? Yeah. But because for me, right, I put like a thin layer of filling, like even Nutella. I always use a very, very thin layer on my sandwiches. So when I put jelly on it, all I taste is jelly sometimes, because jelly is really strong compared to peanut butter in my opinion. So I only do like a thin layer of peanut butter on my bread. And I think it's thin enough to where I don't need jelly anyway. My grandmother ate banana and mayonnaise sandwiches. That's crazy. What? I love mayonnaise, don't get me wrong. I love mayo. Mayo's really good. I like it. But with banana? I never heard of that combo. But she would also mix cornbread with milk sometimes, so I don't know. She was wild. Cornbread and milk? I feel like cornbread and milk is not too bad, but unless you're like just literally throwing the cornbread into a glass of milk and crushing it in there, that's a little weird. That's a little odd. But I'm not gonna yuck her yum. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it at least so I can see where she's coming from. Yeah, that's what she did. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I love me some chunky peanut butter. I like smooth. I don't know what it is. I like crunchy textures, but when it comes to like spreads on sandwiches, I prefer them smooth. Yeah, I'm not weird. I do the same with the peanut butter. Banana and peanut butter, is that what you're talking about, or like the thin layer? I love banana and PB. Oh yeah, I want to give it a try. I want to give it a try for sure. Yeah, that's what she did. She would just mix it in and drink. She loves it. I don't know, it's some kind of southern struggle meal, very filling. Hey, if it fills her up, that's the biggest thing. Crunchy over smooth for me. I like the munch. Understandable. Thin layer? Yeah, I don't know. I always use thin layers on any spread for personally. I don't know why. Cause like when Mama Meadow made me peanut butter sandwiches, she would put a thick layer, like a normal amount, I would say. And then for me, when I make it, I'm just like thin, a thin layer. Crunchy for me. Yeah, like I don't know. I like smooth. I don't know what it is. Every time I try the crunchy peanut butter, for me personally, it's not, I don't know, I feel like the flavor changes to me and it's not as good. It's not bad by any means, but I prefer smooth over it. I can't have peanut butter. It gives me heartburn and the runs. Oh, that's not good. Is it like an allergic thing, or just your body can't seem to handle it very well?
This is the howling nothing that pulled the team forward. This is where it was exceptionally easy to lean the wrong direction on your descent rig and fall until you hit the living rocks below.
Ew.
Then there are the hard parts. They're called meanders, and they're the warped tunnels in between the chutes. For the Krubera team, who were hoping to find the bottommost point of the cave, meanders were what halted their progress. One such time, 5,800 feet underground, the team felt well and truly stuck. Until a breakthrough. The cavers found a way forward through a 300-foot-long tunnel they called the Way to the Dream. Ironically, this tunnel is about as nightmarish as anything I can imagine.
I was gonna say, the Way to the Dream sounds like, it sounds like, first thought, it sounds nice, but if it's in a cave, for some reason, the only thing that pops into my mind is death. From a title like that, for some reason. I never was a huge fan of peanut butter, but since recently, if I eat it, my lips tingle, so I guess I just became slightly allergic to peanut butter, which is wild, that we can just gain an allergy. Yeah, I think as you, like, sometimes as you grow older, you'll get more sensitive to certain things. Like, for me, I didn't like shrimp a lot when I was younger, personally. Mama Meadow would make it sometimes, but I never went out of my way to eat them. Then I got introduced to shrimp boils, and I fell in love with shrimp. But every time I ate it, it would make my lips like blister. I don't know why, and I don't know why I'm frozen. Hello, what happened? What was wrong? My phone was the one acting up this time. What happened there? Let's see. You okay? Okay, I think we're okay now. That was crazy. But yeah, I want to eat some of Mama Meadow's food. I miss a lot of her cooking to the point where I learned it myself. I bet it's delicious. It's very, very good. I love her cooking a lot.
The walls and roof were jagged with knife-sharp rock, and it was so narrow that you couldn't even fit through on your hands and knees. It was a belly crawl the entire way.
No, thank you. You could see the sharp things on the fucking ceiling of the fucking cave.
I can't stop thinking about those spaces underground. How elemental they felt, how untouched, how unnervingly welcoming they were.
Welcoming? Hello?
I felt it most when I was sidling along a passage too narrow to pass through straight on, my hands bracing against the wall and my feet skirting through the murky water on the ground. Why would this corridor be exactly this size? Why not so narrow I didn't have a chance of fitting through, or so wide I couldn't see the other side? Why did it feel made for me? And I could imagine just continuing down into these caverns for days, always finding another passage, always squeezing myself through another opening. I would tell myself that just down this route, everything would make sense. I would push myself further, because the caves seemed to ask me to.
What?
I would wander in a constant conversation with these growing, living walls. The call of the void is rarely more apt than when talking about the depths. I felt it well within that cave, and in fiction too, the depths are consistently linked to that alluring feeling of self-destruction.
Alluring feeling of self-destruct. Hello? He's like, there, it's welcoming. It's if it's just for me. It's calling to me. No! Hello? What the heck? I would make a U-turn straight away. I would not go near it. Made for me. I just had a Junji Ito flashback. Oh my god. Bro is getting seduced. Bro is getting seduced by caves. Yeah. This hole is made for me. It was crazy. That was crazy. That's crazy. It's kind of sounds like bro's just padding the runtime, telling us to be scared too. Okay, but it's not scary. It's cool and you should do it. What's bro on about, right? Rock and stones. Oh my god. Yearn for the mines is real. Only in Minecraft though. Only in Minecraft. And Fields of Mystria. And other farming sims.
In Playdead's Inside, the game initially appears to follow the language of many 2D games.
Here it is.
Left to right. But there's a much more insidious journey here, one much more resonant to the game's themes, and one impossible to ignore once you know what's happening. A descent. Plotted out, it feels like the boy is in free fall, always sinking deeper into the earth, into the water, into the horrible depths of whatever's happening inside. One of the most chilling parts of the game for me is the first moment that really highlights this descent. This submarine, when you first get it, feels like a blessing.
Yeah, that was a highlight for me because I was afraid of water. Hello?
Holding your breath. Now you can explore these flooded hallways with confidence and light and power. And then, just when you've started to get comfortable, you smash through some loose boards in the floor and find yourself.
No.
Ugh. It's just so big and so empty and so... This is the first time in the game we haven't been able to see the floor. It never even occurred to me that we wouldn't be able to see the floor, but here we are, floating above oblivion, and it's not claustrophobia anymore, and it's not the fear of drowning, it's just those depths. It's why, by the end, everything feels so off. This laboratory might be almost normal, but how could it be when we've been tumbling downward for hours? How could it be normal thousands of feet below the surface? And when you burst out into what's seemingly outside again in the finale, it feels impossible. We know implicitly what shouldn't be on the other side of that wall. More labs, maybe, or a sheer rock wall, or just a blackness, infinite and welcoming. But not the surface again. Never the surface. We're in too deep.
What the fuck? I played the fucking game and I still got scared. Oh my god. So what's the context behind Meadow sudden love of holes? What? What do you mean? I don't like holes in caves that are narrow. It's just so big. What do you mean, Bao? Meadow always loves holes. What does that mean? Is this true? What do you mean? You literally did the same exact thing. Oh my god. That little shit. So is Peggy on the table? That's crazy.
A team of scientists exploring a geographic aberration discover... Well, they find a spiral staircase leading downward. But almost immediately, the protagonist recontextualizes the staircase in her head. It's not a tunnel. It's a tower. She insists that it's a tower. She's frustrated that the others don't recognize it as what it is, which is clearly a tower. The book doesn't really explain why she insists on this nomenclature, but the dominance of the staircase in her mind, and in ours as readers, hints at the reason. Though the spiral sinks into the earth rather than towering above it, its presence is always felt, implicitly visible from every part of the infected area.
Is that a game? Is that part of a game? Oh, hey, my underwater wife. What? Underwater what? Oh, Vel. I don't like holes in caves. Yes, in caves. Hi, Dip. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Chef choice, my lady. Then I go bed. All right, Belle. I really do appreciate like the time you take to always stop on by, just to drop in and just say hi and just chat a little bit before you have to go. I know it's a lot late over there, but I do appreciate that you take the time to even stop by in the first place to say your hellos. I do appreciate that. And I do hope you get some very, very good rest, since I know it's pretty late over there. So definitely get some good rest, and I hope to see you again. Hope to see you again very, very soon. How's the react? It's going very good. We were talking about my fear of the water and what's in it. Hi, Jack. Welcome in. We were talking about Floyd's cave case that they had. We talked about peanut butter and banana sandwiches. But yeah, no. The react so far. We're halfway. We're halfway through for Fear of Depths. We haven't started Cold yet, but so far the depth very creepy, very lots of caves. The idea of being lost in a cave scares me, but I don't know if I have a fear of it. It's just the fear of essentially becoming hopeless. I guess I don't know, cause I'm not like scared of the cave. I'm more scared of the fact that I might get lost in that said cave or stuck in that said cave.
Every event that happens
Ever went to a cave? No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever will though.
in the story, every clash with another character or new mystery that presents itself, the biologist mentally returns to the tower, and I did as well. We both knew from the second it was discovered that nothing could be truly known about this world without descending into that tower.
Wait, what is this a game? What game is this? Annihilation. They said Annihilation, right? Is that like Annihilation? Is that the game? Is it this? No, it's definitely. What the?
And in the end, she does, plunging into what is ultimately a genuine eldritch horror.
Ugh.
But for me, the unexplored tower was the more powerful idea. Always beckoning her back, always present in our mind's eye. The idea that you don't even have to be in the depths to feel their influence. That simply knowing they're there is enough. After the way to the dream, the cavers found themselves stuck again, 5,888 feet underground. The only potential way forward was through an underwater passage, but because the way to the dream was so narrow, they couldn't bring any scuba equipment with them. They would have to dive into the sump, blind and unassisted, and hope beyond hope that there was a way forward. And they did.
Why would you? Annihilation is the movie? There's a movie called Annihilation? Annihilation movie. Oh yeah, 2018 film. Yeah, a biologist and former soldier. They mentioned biologist, right? He said biologist, right? So I think it's in reference to the movie, and then maybe the image that he was showing was part of the game. Not the same Annihilation. Oh, it is, but it's very atmospheric, and I don't think you'd ever like it. Oh, because creepy atmosphere, or do you know what it is to not to see black light when you close your eyes, but to actually see nothing? It is creepy, almost oppressive. Your mind tries to fill the lack of stuff. It was such a cool experience. Ugh. I know that wasn't there like a survival show, right? About like a team of people like traversing a cave and trying to get out of it. I thought there was a survival show like that. And then apparently some of them, like, I don't know if they genuinely did, but they mentioned that they were going insane. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But I heard that there was a survival show where they do cave diving and stuff. And some of the people that went in, obviously, in the film, it showed that they were kind of going insane in the film, but I don't know. I know exactly what you're talking about, Dip. It is a crazy feeling. I don't know. I've never experienced it myself, so I wouldn't know how it feels like, but I don't want to experience it. It sounds uncomfy. Sounds very uncomfortable.
There's a phenomenon called a moulin, detailed by Robert McFarlane in his magnificent book Underland. A moulin is essentially an ice funnel.
Huh.
Glaciers are not solid. They're perforated like the Earth with tunnels and chambers, and in a moulin's case, sheer hypnotizing drops. The funnels are created by water racing along the top of a glacier, eventually finding a weak point in the ice and plunging down into it. The walls of a moulin are smooth and blue, like polished glass.
It does
They
look
are often
pretty.
as deep as the glacier itself. They roar with the amount of water pouring through them. McFarland notes that across cultures and countries, stories are common of explorers crashing through the ice into a chasm, presumably dying, and yet re-emerging from the glacier days or weeks later.
Ooh.
Their own resurrection from under the frozen world. He and other authors have also noted the uncanny pull that the moulins specifically have. An outdoor blogger named Dave Gallagher referred to a moulin as his own Moby Dick, living in his mind for years after he first experienced it.
I don't know how people feel that way towards like these kind of situations. Like for the cave diving, like people say that that sad incident with the guy who passed in there. How people would just go, I want to go do that. I find it so crazy. And then those who experience it and they're just like, I want to go back. I don't know how people go about that. It sounds crazy. Kind of crazy to me. It's not for everyone. Your mind plays tricks on you. Yeah, you wouldn't want sensory deprivation. No. Well, no. This shit creeps me out even though I know I will never find myself in a situation like this. Yeah, no, same. There is a pool. I don't know. Like I feel deterred by it. I feel like I'm being pushed away. How to think about it, get out of here. She had to think about it for a second. No comment.
I know I have also read, though I cannot find where, stories of the near hypnosis that the smooth glass can impart. Stories of people feeling driven to throw themselves in. For now, those stories exist as my own personal mythos. In the Chinese room's Dear Esther, the protagonist is reborn through caves, water, and depths. Delirious from fever and injury, he stumbles once, twice, 3 times deeper into a cave on the apparition of a Hebridean island his mind has created. The first fall takes him from the surface into the caverns. The second, from the caverns into a...
Wait! Why did he have to show this? I don't understand. Your mind tries to make sense, but it needs to experience again to do so. Oh, then again and again in the pool of the unknown and the abyss. I don't know. The unknown and the abyss scares me. Oh my god, this water scene makes me so uncomfy.
Basin. The third, from a luminescent stone chimney to a highway underwater, lost in time. This is the underworld made manifest as it exists in stories, religions, myths. The highway where the memory of his loved one is trapped. The hospital bed where she took her last breath.
That looks like a hospital table.
About the
like
depths, at once.
That doesn't look like a
overwhelming.
bed.
The darkest recesses of his mind, trapped in the literal deepest part of the world, under so many miles of pressure he can barely see the surface. His re-emergence from each underworld is, too, simultaneous. Surfacing from the water, as clear-headed as he's been, walking out of the cave onto the shore. There is no separation of the mental and physical depths in Dear Esther. They are one and the same. There is, sometimes, danger to unearthing the depths. Like the undersea creatures that have lived their lives with 26,000 feet of water as a ceiling. Creatures that quite literally melt when taken to the surface.
Yeah, the blobfish?
They were never meant to see the light of day. Or spent uranium, maybe the single most dangerous refuse of our species. A material that will stay dangerous after the death of our children's children's children. A power source, used once, then radiating farther into the future than we can possibly imagine. What is it like to create something that could kill a civilization 100,000 years, a million years from now? How do you bury something so deep that it never comes up, not after history and language and maybe even species has been wiped away and started anew? It's the absurd challenge that faces every nuclear waste disposal plant. And, of course, it's a challenge that's more or less impossible to test. In Underland, McFarlane details the Waste Isolation Pilot Project in New Mexico, a tomb for our nuclear waste set to be sealed about 15 years from now. Half a mile underground, the rooms containing the waste will be intentionally collapsed, then sealed with 13 layers of concrete and soil. And then the salt will start to drip. Because the WIPP is buried in a salt bed millions of years old, slowly that salt will crawl into every crevice, fill in every space left behind. The salt will confine the radiation better than we ever could. We're still not sure if it's good enough though. Acres of salt and concrete and radiation buried in a desert that frequently reaches over 105 degrees seems like it would dissuade anyone from coming near. But then again, so does living under miles of pitch black water. If it exists, we will attempt to uncover it.
What? I like watching stuff like this, not being a part of it. Yep. Yeah, when you dive deep into the abyss, sometimes you find beauty and destruction. I don't know. There might be beauty down there, but the destruction convinces me to stay away. This is anti-nuclear power propaganda. Thorium is so much better to be used in nuclear power. Uranium is best to be not used. Oh, okay. Hi, Jonah. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the daily bloom. The hell is bro talking about? I'm more annoyed by his explanation than scared. Bro can't keep a single train of thought. He went from caves to ocean to nuclear waste because the topic of the video is fear of depths rather than like a single thing. He's talking about all of it in a general term. It's not like, oh, he's not talking specifically about the caves or specifically about the ocean. He's showing different types, is what I'm assuming. Is what's going on, Valgray. Yeah. It's not like one single topic or like one single theme, I guess you can say.
And so, there's another layer of protection. The waste site in New Mexico will be surrounded by dozens of 25-foot-high granite pillars surrounding a wall of earth, which surrounds more pillars, which surrounds a granite room engraved with a warning written in English, Spanish, Russian, French, Chinese, Arabic, and Navajo. The warning will read, "We are going to tell you what lies underground, why you should not disturb this place, and what may happen if you do."
El sitio era conocido como el WIP, o el sitio de la planta piloto de aislamiento de residuos cuando cerró en el año 2038 AD.
Отходы были созданы при производстве ядерного оружия, также известного как атомная бомба.
我们制造的问题不是孩子的责任。
هذه الرسالة تحذير من الخطر.
I swear to God, 1,000 years from now, they're gonna still... Someone's gonna still go through it.
Will it work? I want to believe yes. But imagine us, a new species, finding an ancient monument with strange lettering, ominous pictograms, and thousands of feet of obelisks surrounding it. Imagine us breaking into a tomb, disregarding the cries and promises of long-dead civilizations. Finally, after the underwater tunnel and the way to the dream and thousands upon thousands of feet of descent, the team reached a chamber from which they could go no lower. 6,824 feet underground, they found the lowest part of that cavern and they gave it an appropriate name: Game Over. The Krubera isn't the deepest cave in the world, by the way. Not anymore. Just 2 years ago, a team found a neighbor that was actually some 400 feet deeper, the Virovkina Cave in Georgia. It seems naive to think that this is actually the deepest cave. There are always further passages.
I wonder how they come up with the
There's
names.
always a way to keep going. But sometimes there's no way to come back. Cardboard Computer's Kentucky Route Zero is a game that takes place largely underground, sometimes specifically, sometimes in a more nebulous sense. What's ever present, no matter the locale though, is a feeling of pressure. Because Earth is rarely the only thing the characters of this game are under.
The art kind of looks
each
familiar.
is grappling with the perils of the world above. Some are old horrors like alcoholism and grief. Some are a sadistic modern twist, as the game refers to it, a new kind of debt. You get the sense that the characters felt, on some level, like they'd be able to escape the surface's horrors. The Zero, enigmatically referred to from the very first scene, is supposedly an underground highway through the caves to help the characters get to where they're going. But as the story stretches on, the promise of escape and the promise of the Zero fades. There's still a destination in mind, but the steps to get there seem increasingly obtuse. They have to double back, stumble blindly, struggle to stay afloat, and all the while, the horrors compound. All the while, the debt piles up.
Is that his skeleton? What happened to his leg? It is usually the person that discovers the cave. Oh, okay. I'm not sure which will end us as a species first, our curiosity, our hubris, or our laziness.
Far from an escape, the caves of Kentucky Route Zero seem to magnify the pressures that each character is running from. What drove them from the surface world now traps them here. That constant weight threatens to prevent them from ever returning. Kentucky Route Zero may resemble an actual cave more than any other game in existence. It meanders, it's dark. It feels impossible to fully wrap one's head around. It is absolutely bursting with strange beauty. And in the end, we're faced once again with death and rebirth, like an explorer disappearing under a glacier, or a man who disappears into his own underground world. Kentucky Route Zero takes place in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. It's a national park established on the death of a man trapped in a cave. Floyd Collins's cave is probably connected to Mammoth somehow, if you followed those sandy tunnels deep enough. That discovery has been walled off for now, though. Sand Cave is gated, bolted, and welded closed. You'd think this wouldn't be necessary, that no one would want to enter the hellish chute where a man died a prolonged death in the dark and the still. But we gate it regardless, because there is an inexplicable, irrational, irresistible pull to these worlds.
I don't know.
There is a void, and it indeed does call. Come.
I guess
see what lies
some
a little
people,
deeper.
to some people, yeah.
This world is not my home. I'm just passing.
Oh hey, I like this emo. Don't worry about why.
Treasure
I'm willing to war with the world for Meadow just to say the word, my queen. You will be done. Oh my god. Your will be done. Oh my god. Then there has been people that have pried open the metal seals of the caves to explore. That's crazy. Wait, there was a little bit more at the end?
Heaven's open door, and I can feel at home in this world anymore.
All right, and that was Fear of Depth. Fear of Depth. Man, I don't know. Oh, sorry, everyone, because I was moving stuff. But, yeah. I would never go in a cave. Want to explore a cave? I'm good. Not to even mention the sealed tomes of ancient kings. Yeah. Yeah. We will dive the abyss and eat it. What? No. I think the only cave I would like to see is the Son Tung cave in Vietnam. The Son Tung. Sondung Cave. I'm looking at images. Oh, it looks really nice. I don't even blame you. Hi, Lane. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Hello, hello. How was your day? It's really cool. Yeah, I'm looking at the images and it looks really nice. Will I ever go in it? No. I don't know. The idea of going into a cave and potentially getting lost scares me. Hi, Meadow. Hi. How are you? I read that as Sun's Dong Cave and spat out my goldfish snack. That's crazy. I want to see a really deep cave. I'm good. Cave divers want a new cave called Demon Butt Crack, and the cave entrance is 5 millimeters thin. That's crazy. Can I explore Meadow's caverns? Oh my lord. You're crazy. I'm a crash out, bro. Did no research. They sealed it because it was Floyd's grave and people were breaking in to see his body. Oh, wait. They were breaking in to see his body? That's crazy. And now it's sealed because it's a national park and his body's no longer there. Well, I'm glad that... I don't... Is it... I mean, since his body's no longer there, you know, is that a good thing? I don't know. But, yeah, no. Did this ever convince me? That much is meant to be inferred. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Because, I mean, if it's sealed, there's multiple reasons. One being someone died in there, so obviously a grave is gonna be there. Especially if they couldn't get him out. But also just the dangers of it. So I'm pretty sure the seal implies many things. But people will do their darnest to go to places that they shouldn't go. But yeah, no. This convinced me to never go near a cave ever again. I don't have a fear of the cave. Cause like even the depth situation, like, well, you know how they were showing I will lick the bone. Tip, get out of here. You know how they were showing the inside portion where it went into that big open area, like once you're in that submarine, right? What scared me wasn't the fact that it was open and big and underwater. What scared me is that potentially I'll see a face at the back. So, of what was in the water, I think is what scares me the most. Can't wait to delve into caves and release a 1,000-year-old curse. That's crazy. But yeah, no, that's some crazy stuff. The next one we'll be looking into is fear of cold. Now, I'm not afraid of the cold. I don't know exactly which one, like, how they're gonna go about this. I don't know what cold they're, like talking about. I love the cold, personally. I like it when my house is cold. But I'm assuming the type of cold that they're talking about is probably to the extreme. So we'll see. In that case, the only thing I can say is that you have to face your fears. Get out of here. But we're gonna start this one. This one, again, is fear of cold. I'm not exactly sure what it will entail. But if you guys have a fear of what could potentially be cold, here's a heads up.
The scariest story I've ever read was written over 100 years ago by Jack London. It's called To Build a Fire. This story has very few hallmarks of your typical horror writing. There's only one human character, and he is generally very sane. There are no spirits of the dead, no nightmares or hauntings, no guilt that ticks away like a time bomb. And yet, while reading To Build a Fire, I feel paralyzed in a way I haven't felt with any other written work. It is all of 16 pages long. It is about a man freezing to death.
Wait, that book is 16 pages long only? Being cold is better than being hot. I agree. Nah, I am pretty cool on that subject. Get out of here. Yeah, I prefer being cold than to be hot. And I mentioned this multiple times, and that's because obviously you could put more layers on, but you could take off so much. You could only take off so much. Yep, that's a short book.
He doesn't start
freezing, though, he starts confident and decently prepared, hiking alone through the Yukon back to a logging camp. The narration even describes him as quick and ready in the things of life. But as becomes immediately apparent, it only flatters him to highlight his naivete. Should he be traveling with only a dog as a companion? No.
Wait! The dog! The dog's gonna be cold. Wanna read it? I don't know, maybe, but like it doesn't pull me like a lot of the other books would. Yes, exactly. It's a lot easier to fix being cold than being hot. Yeah, damn, he's got some thick ass lips. Oh my god, Darth.
He should not. Could he have worn more protective gear? Sure. But his real arrogance, the narration says, is that he was not able to imagine. 50 degrees below zero meant 80 degrees of frost. Such facts told him that it was cold and uncomfortable, and that was all. It did not lead him to consider his weaknesses as a creature affected by temperature, nor did he think about man's general weakness, able to live only within narrow limits of heat and cold. Most of us, in our day-to-day lives, live within this narrow spectrum of heat and cold, and do so relatively thoughtlessly.
Oh, still big, sorry. What those lips do though, oh my god. Always good to expand horizons. You know, that's true. That's true. What I can't notice a man's what? Don't hate the player, hate the game, get out of here. I bet he could whistle and break the sound barrier. Oh my lord. Still big on screen, thank you. Specifically with the short book. Very true. I mean, since it's a short book, you know, it's not like it's gonna take too much time. Read everything.
Although we may not enjoy being cold, although we may build our houses and societies to avoid it, true phregophobia or cryophobia, fear of the cold, isn't a common one. Maybe it's because the cold feels predictable, kept in check by a calendar. Maybe it's because we can always bundle up, just keep putting on layers. Maybe it's because, unlike spiders, or the dark, or an unexpected noise at night, few of us have really experienced the cold. Few of us have seen how ruthlessly it will break body and mind and spirit. The cold magnifies our flaws, reveals our every imperfection. It does not forgive mistakes.
I need Meadow to narrate the missile copy pasta so I can have it forever. Which one? I would like to suggest again Frostpunk. I think that went on sale too. I think I saw it on sale. I second this. I'll look into it then. I'll look into it because I think it's also on sale, but I'm not 100% sure. The Meadow knows where it is and where it isn't. Yes.
In To Build a Fire, the air is colder than 50 degrees below zero, colder than 60 below, colder than 70. The man's mouth is frozen closed, something he expected. The tobacco juice from the chew in his cheek forms a long yellow icicle from his lips. He feels his nose begin to freeze, although this doesn't bother him too much. Many short stories, particularly horror ones, are made by their twist endings. It's not until the twist, the last paragraph, or even the last sentence that we truly understand what's going on. That's not the case in To Build a Fire. We know almost as soon as it starts that this man is going to die. The paralyzing magnetism of the story comes from finding out where exactly it becomes inevitable. Probably the answer is before the day even started. There was no way this man was ever going to survive a hike across the Yukon in 100 degrees of frost. But the arc of the story isn't a simple linear freeze. It's a horrible series of dominoes that fall one after the other. The first domino, probably, is the man plunging his leg into an icy pool just below a frozen riverbed. He had been carefully walking along this creek. He had looked for signs of hidden water. It didn't matter.
But a frozen leg is only a death sentence if one can't build a fire, and the man can. He sits down with his frozen leg and patiently builds it the way you need to build a fire, growing slowly from scraps of bark and dry grass to full-size sticks. Feeling begins to return to the man's fingers and toes, and the way London describes the feeling leaving your extremities in the cold is poetic, but not inaccurate. He says that the blood of the man's body shrank back from the cold, withdrew from his digits, because the blood was alive. The blood was trying to get away from the freeze. In reality, your hands will lose their warmth, lose their hot blood within seconds. In these situations of extreme cold, the temperature of your hands will drop more than 30 degrees from your body's typical 98.6 to closer to 60. It will continue to fall, your blood fleeing the cold, the longer you leave yourself exposed.
Oh my god. The fact that he plunged into the water at that temps. Oh. Hi, Sarah, welcome in! Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. The missile knows where it is at all times. I know this because it knows where it isn't. Huh? I'll post a missile copy pasta media. Okay, thank you. Okay, I posted it in 1 minute and 20 seconds long, so you should see it during ad drill. I will. Thank you so much for the 8 months stream. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Imagine Meadow reading the missile copy pasta in the mommy voice. What? That's how it works. Literally, the veins retreats into your body will save heat. Ah. Thank you for the daily bloom. W dream. Yeah. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. I am back. What did I miss? Hi, Puda. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know when you exactly stepped away, but now we're on to the fear of cold. And he is explaining a book called To Build a Fire, and how the book entails about a man who is essentially freezing to death. But he came in confident and strong, and then just one thing after another slowly led to almost, I don't know if he did, because obviously I didn't read the book, but freeze to death. I never experienced freezing temps, so this video was interesting to me. I've experienced like freezing temps, but nothing below, like nothing below 0, essentially. The lowest I've ever gone, the lowest it's ever gone for me was like maybe the single digits, but even then it's never been like negative. I've been in negative 40 degrees before. It's pretty rough. Yeah, I would imagine. That's fucking cold. Thank you for the stand tall and the sip. Thank you, thank you. You missed the missile subtracting where it is and where it isn't. Oh my god. But yeah. This sounds like Bro's trying to write a romance novel. Bro, caves aren't alive. The cold isn't malicious. They are natural events. I think it's okay, so I think what he, like, the way he's describing is, in a sense, a poetic view of things to make essentially what he's saying more interesting, rather than a less descriptive, you know, narrative. He's making it alive, essentially. He's making his words pull you in more by the descriptors that he's using. So it's like, I mean, romance novels are like, some romance novels are fucking dull. But if the writing is how he's describing what the situation is, I feel more inclined to listen and be more entertained than rather like a straight cut, yeah, it was cold, you know? It's embellishments. Yeah. Embellishments. Also known as how to like keep an audience, to have the audience be more interested and like listen more to what you're saying. Because I like that kind of like reading, how the words, like, nobody wants a straightforward story just like a wiki page. Yeah, like, because like I prefer stories being told that way, because it pulls me in more. It makes me more interested in the way they could describe things in a situation. I've been told I embellish pretty well. That's good. That's good.
And to build a fire, the second domino falls just as the man starts to warm his hands and feet. His fire, his savior, becomes his downfall. The heat from the flames rises into the branches of the tree above him. The tree warms just enough that the snow slips off its branches. Falling to the forest floor, it falls directly on the fragile collection of kindling, smothering the flames instantly.
Oh.
The fire, his lifeline, is out. This is the first time in the story where the man realizes how dire a situation he's really in. London writes that the fire being snuffed out was like hearing his own judgment of death.
Ooh, that's not good.
Fight. He can build another fire, this time not under a tree. He gathers more dry grass and sticks, although he has trouble closing his fingers around them.
Oh no.
He has more bark to use for kindling in his pocket, although he can no longer feel it. The dominoes are falling faster now. He tries to hold the box of matches, but his deadened fingers drop it into the snow. He tries again and again to pick it up, but he can't. In a last-ditch effort, he spills everything left in the box, and against all odds manages to strike them all at once. 70 matches blaze to life in his hands. He refuses to let them go, even when he can faintly feel them burning the flesh on his hands. In his desperation, he succeeds. He manages to light another fire for almost 30 seconds, until he attempts to readjust the pile, and his hands, shaking uncontrollably, scatter the burning twigs across the snow.
Oh, that's actually so sad.
It's all over by this point, and yet it keeps going. The man thinks that if he could kill the dog, his only companion, he could warm his hands in its body and build another fire. But he doesn't have the strength. He somehow finds the energy to run, and he does blindly what feels like miles, but was likely less than 100 feet. He feels strangely warm and pictures himself among the men that one day may find his body. He falls asleep.
That is so sad. That is actually so fucking sad. Meadow thinks I'm special, guys. Oh my god. I've lived in tropical areas, so below 20 Celsius is freezing for me. Oh, I've been in tropical areas before, and I think the lowest that I've seen the area that I was in go was like 70 something or 80 something. It was around there. I do like that that story though. It is a nice way to explain it. Yeah. I don't mind embellishing, but I came here to hear out the fear of cold, not 50 Shades of Cold. I mean, this was the this is his type of content, and you know what I mean? You might find other people who have like that kind of, you know, situation, or that kind of like, sorry if you hear banging, the roofers are back again, and I don't know, I think they're putting on the gutters. But the way, this is just his way, you know, of talking about that fear. Where I am gets below 10 degrees, but very rarely. Oh, the lowest I ever experienced was 7 Celsius, and it was record low. What is 7 Celsius to Fahrenheit? Yeah, sad thing is that that has happened before to quite a few people. Yeah, I heard about the one where there was a mountain, a climb where like a lot of people sadly like don't make it back. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what mountain it was called. Never apologize for banging Meadow. We get it. Oh my god. I won't even survive, Rip. I don't know. The cold, like, as long as I'm never in that situation, I don't have a fear of the cold, but the idea of like being in that situation and like helpless is what scares me. No clue on phone. You're all good.
Fear of the cold is almost always paired with the danger of isolation. Some of our most famous horror fiction entombs its characters in a near impenetrable blanket of frost, the cold acting as a barrier between them and safety. In The Shining, for instance, Jack Torrance and his family go to live at the Overlook Hotel during the winter, intending to do some upkeep on the premises and enjoy the weather-enforced family time. But as the cold closes in, the snow walling off the hotel from the rest of the world, the winter season of the Overlook Hotel instead externalizes the danger of the story. Threatened by the increasingly deranged Jack, Wendy and Danny are unable to reach out, unable to escape. They are trapped by the cold, just as they're trapped by Jack's abuse. Within The Shining, there's also the unspoken notion that nothing, not the people, nor even the hotel itself, is designed for this kind of cold. Jack was hired as a caretaker because the Overlook cannot survive the season by itself. Faced with the unrelenting cold of the Rocky Mountains, the infrastructure would simply crumble. The brutal winter environment adds to the feeling that everything here somehow stands against nature. At the end of the book, the Overlook Hotel loses the battle, reduced to rubble in its stand against the elements. In the film, however, the cold deals a more personal end to Jack. He is frozen and thus preserved on the premises, rooted by the ice in space and time.
Oh, that's where that picture came from? Okay.
And the short story it's based on, the blasted frozen desert of the Antarctic similarly serves as a wall between the characters and the rest of civilization. Living in a research base deep in Antarctica, a group of men find the frozen body of an alien, or find another research team who found it, depending on the adaptation. They recover its frozen body and examine it, but it's not long until the alien...
Ew! What is that? Mount Everest has the most that have perished trying to climb it. Yeah, the deadliest mountain I think is Annapurna. I hope I said that right. I love the thing. I've never heard of it. I think you guys mentioned it once or twice, unless I'm mixing it up with something else. Well, I am hoping he doesn't spoil this movie. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, that's why we mentioned it and you put it on the list. That's what I remember now. That's what I don't understand sometimes. Like, we know it's definitely dangerous, but people be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll challenge death myself. It's been a while since I've seen this one. Oh, the thing is on a future list. Oh, okay. Okay, we are in Agile, so let us use this time to go use the restroom, grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back here in about 3 minutes, guys. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back from Agile, guys. Welcome back. Let's see. I still remember how cold that was. 7 Celsius, man. I hate that. I hate the experience. I had no good clothing for that low. Oh no. And it wasn't even on the freezing point. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like to me, too cold is already like 40 some, 50 some degrees Fahrenheit. So, how did you survive? Yeah. I didn't. I died that day. That's crazy. Preserved cold Mr. Dip. Oh my god. Dip is a ghost. Why do you think Meadow always forgets? I don't forget him. I still want to see snow one day, though. It's very nice. It's very pretty. Welcome back, Meadow. I'm pretty sure there's a slight spoiler for the thing, so if you want to avoid those, skip to 11 minutes. So it's skip to 11 minutes right now? Is that what you mean? I want to see the snow one day, but I don't know if I could survive the cold. It's not too bad, as long as, like, if you get to the point where it's already around, like, 30-some degrees, you'll see snow. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. We'll skip a small portion to avoid spoilers, guys. Because we do plan on watching The Thing, eventually. Snow is amazing until it sits for too long, then it becomes a weapon. Oh my god, yeah, no. Okay, so me and my family, we went on a trip to go skiing and snowboarding. And, it was my first time experiencing snow at that point. So we went on like this long ass trip to go to the mountains to go skiing and whatnot. And I didn't realize that the snow has been there for a while and the sun has like melted it a little bit. So when you get a little bit of snow and then it melts, but then it's still cold, you get ice. So I was making ice balls, not realizing, and throwing it at them, and they were in pain because of it. I had no idea, but I was just like, oh, snowballs! So I would throw ice balls at them without realizing. So yeah. It was fun, though. I'm a weapon. Flex is supposed to get out of here. Of mass distraction. Because of my beauty. That's crazy. But yeah. Be careful when you make snowballs. If there's ice in it, it hurts a lot, by the way. But let us continue.
Perhaps the most famous story of real-life survival in the Antarctic is Admiral Richard Byrd, an American explorer in the early 20th century. Byrd and his expeditions were responsible for several Antarctic experiments and achievements and meteorological readings, etc. Byrd was notably one of the first 2 people to fly over the South Pole in a plane. His rounds of funding for exploration laid the groundwork for much of the research still being done today. But that's not the reason why people know who Richard Byrd is. He's famous because for 5 months of the Antarctic winter, he lived alone in a shack in the continent's interior, while everything for 100 miles tried to murder him. Byrd's stated purpose for spending the winter so far south was to gather scientific data, and the reason he claimed to go alone was because there wouldn't be room for 3, and 2 might just annoy each other.
2 might just annoy each other. So there's not enough room for 3, but if I had 1 person with me, I feel like I'm gonna go insane because we're gonna annoy the heck out of each other. Alright. I've been outside when it is in the 20s Fahrenheit and only shorts and a t-shirt to take the dog outside. Not the greatest time. Yeah, no. When I moved to a state that first got snow, right? That was my first experience of snow. And then I would take Pup Dow out to use the restroom. My god, was it fucking freezing. It was so fucking cold. It was way too cold. Oh my god. I opened the backyard, the door to the backyard, had Pup Dow run, and during this time I did have another pup, which we didn't really give a name because she is no longer with us, sadly. It was during the very beginning times of when I started streaming. But she was a beautiful dog. She was so pretty, so cute. But they loved the snow, and I would like open the door and they would go running out in it. Running out, chasing each other in circles. She's like the Pup Dow's sister, I guess you can call it. loved the snow. She would always like, she would jump in there, look around frantically, and then do circles all around and would just play. She loved the snow so much. I'm glad that she was able to at least experience snow because that gave her a lot of joy, but she is sadly no longer with us. But yeah, no, it's fucking cold. I would close the door right after I let them out. I was like, nope, close the door right away. I was like, nope, it's too damn cold. Same, snow is not cold while you're wearing Crocs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, depending on the person, he's not exactly wrong. Wait, which one? For which one? Oh, the annoying each other? Understandable, honestly. Too cold for de-stress. Get out of here. Never too cold. Fun fact, many conspiracy theories use Bird's example to try to say there is a hollow earth, ever going so far as to make up an entire journal that never existed. What? That's adorable. Yeah, she loved the snow. She loved it so much. Nah, it gets better in cold, sharing warmth. That's true. Yep, annoying each other. Yep, yep. Okay, but the cold places have seals, so I don't be scared of the cold. Isn't some seals like dangerous though?
Seriously. But in Alone, his memoir of the expedition, the streak of pride that runs through the whole thing is undeniable. Bird is a man who understands the value of big capital letter accomplishments. He'd probably be frustrated that I had to qualify that he was one of 2 people to fly over the South Pole. And so, for reasons explicit and unstated, purposes scientific and aspirational, Bird and his team essentially buried a shack in the ice, carved a couple channels for food and other supplies, and then his team left, and Bird remained. The first part of Bird's stay in the cold goes shockingly well. He takes his weather measurements every day, he creates little projects for himself, organizing the food and emergency supplies, he goes on walks, he reads. It's never easy. It's always living in a fundamentally inhospitable environment, but things go about as well as he hoped they would.
Hi Miko, welcome in. Thank you so much for the daily bloom. I like how Meadow just misreads so many letters. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Blood go to other places besides dick do anatomy. Get out of here. Yeah, some seals are quite dangerous. Yeah, I thought so. Gonna be lurking while I play. Wish I. No worries, no worries. But yeah, what's it called? I know that there was like a TikTok thing, and it was like, if you're looking at a seal and it has these traits, it's safe. If it has these traits, run for your life. And I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know which seal it was. I don't remember. I think the one that was safe is the small plumpy ones that you would see on TikTok. The ones that would like that look cute as fuck, and they would like extend their heads out and then like squish it back. I don't know. I forgot what they're called. I don't know which one they're called.
However, he knows this accord with the elements is a tenuous one. In his memoir, he writes, "Relax once in the polar regions, and the artificial wall of security which you have so painstakingly erected about yourself may give way without warning."
Leopard seals. Leopard seals are the cute ones, right? If not friend, why friend shape? You right. You said ever when I typed even and something else when I typed experience. Did I? Fat seals are dangerous. What's it called? Wait, where was your fun fact? Many conspiracy theorists uses Bird's experience to try to say there is a hollow earth ever going so far. Oh, I'm not dyslexic, I promise. My brain autocorrects. I think that's why. Leopard seals are the most dangerous, I think, not the ones Meadows are talking about. Oh, okay. So leopard seals are dangerous, not friendly. I'll keep that in mind. It's in the name, Meadow. Leopard. Leopards are dangerous. Okay.
I don't think Bird would ever say he relaxed, and yet his artificial walls did indeed begin to crumble. Perhaps the single most dramatic instance was during what was supposed to be a routine wind speed reading. He opens the door to his shack and steps into a blizzard, a solid wall of snow, white death. He writes that millions of tiny pellets exploded in my eyes, stinging like BB shot. He writes that in the senseless explosion of sound, you are reduced to a crawling thing on the margin of a disintegrating world. Nothing will so quickly isolate a man. He steps out into the blizzard, and the gale scrambles his sense of surroundings, and in an instant, the door back into the shack freezes shut.
Oh my god. So he's just stuck out in the cold. That's crazy. The fact that he could open it and then as soon as he steps out, it just freezes closed. That's crazy. So no path for that dog. Yeah, not that dog. They are fat. Which one? I want to pet a seal. They seem like they'd like head pats. Only certain ones. Not all of them.
There's another man who lived alone in the cold. Slightly less famous than Richard Byrd. Slightly more bizarre. Christopher Knight lived as a hermit in the woods of northern Maine without permanent shelter and almost completely isolated from other people for 27 years. He stayed in a camp built in a near-invisible clearing between rocks and the forest. He stole from nearby houses. He lived there for almost 3 decades and only spoke to another person once. A startled, "Hi!" as he encountered an unexpected hiker. Knight was so determined to be alone and so paranoid of his camp being found that he never lit a fire. Not once. He survived 27 winters of Maine outside without heat, with scavenged camp materials and a single-minded determination not to die.
How was that possible? Yes, oh yeah, that guy is the inspiration of We Harvest Shadows. Oh, was he? So, okay, so I know We Harvest Shadows is a horror game. I've seen a little bit of gameplay from Insum, and the We Harvest Shadows depicts the character going insane. Did this guy go insane or no? Fun fact, petting a seal is actually illegal because they are a protected species. Oh, they are? Sorry, Volgray, looks like you can't pet a seal. The door says don't come back until you got the data right. Nah, it's a farming... Get out of here.
Winters in Maine, though not Antarctic cold, can drop to negative 40 degrees and below, and yet somehow, Knight's strategy for survival relied almost exclusively on determination.
Determination.
Far from hibernating, he feared that the winters were so cold, the chill so brutal, that if he was asleep during the coldest hours, he may never wake up. Instead, during the harshest freezes, Knight forced himself awake at 2 a.m. and paced around his camp for hours, pacing until daybreak. Sleep was the enemy. Relaxation was the enemy. If he let himself submit to the cold, he'd be lost.
Oh, that's crazy.
Richard Byrd didn't die when the door to his shack froze shut. He remembered a shovel that he left outside, managed to brace himself against his ventilation pipes, wedged the handle under the grip of the door, and strained until it popped open.
Oh, that's good.
Collapsing inside, he reflected that there were actually harder ways to die than freezing to death. A couple more minutes out in the cold, and his senses would have given way to a lush numbness, a desensitization that makes dying seem easy.
Ooh.
The closest Byrd came to dying was not easy, though, and it was not as simple as freezing to death. Instead, it started slowly. He noted in his diary one day that he felt strangely depressed, though nothing particular seemed wrong. This feeling of listlessness continued, his ability to do simple tasks diminished, until one day he finds that his head is pounding so hard he is completely unable to move. His stove, as it turns out, hasn't been ventilating properly. Carbon monoxide from the burning fuel has been filling the shack with a slow stream of poison, gradually robbing Byrd of all of his faculties. And so now, in the Antarctic winter, he faces an impossible choice. Continue suffering from the poison that leaves him more bedridden every day, or turn off the stove, the thing that was poisoning him, the only source of heat in his world.
That's actually... That's crazy. I think you can handle We Harvest Shadows. I don't think so. Yeah, if you start to from hypothermia, you start feeling hot. If you start to form hypothermia, you start feeling hot. That's crazy. A small but comforting heat. Ooh. The law will not stop me. Volgrade, the law will stop you.
When Christopher Knight, the hermit, was as close to death as he ever came, months into a particularly brutal winter. He says he saw a literal Lady Death, a cloaked woman who appeared in his camp. He was out of food, out of propane. He was freezing to death in his bed. He recognizes now that Lady Death was probably a hallucination, probably some fevered vision, but he isn't entirely sure. In his darker moments, he says that he still thinks about walking into the woods, sitting down in the cold, and letting Lady Death take him. While Bird lay unable to move in his shack in the Antarctic, he measured the cold by how far the frost crept up the walls. The temperature sank impossibly, 70 below outside his shack. His single room was engulfed by ice. I lived 1,000 years, he wrote, and all of them were agonizing. Bird's original plans were to stay 8 months in the shack. Even in the depths of his poisoning, even facing near certain death, he refused to tell base camp how poorly he was doing.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure that there should be some communication going on, but his pride prevented him to tell people, yeah, I'm struggling here. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually really crazy. You start to die from, wait, if you start to die from hypothermia, you start feeling hot. Oh, okay. Yeah, and he couldn't even go outside to clear the vent. That's crazy. Trust me, if you finish Alien Isolation, you can tackle We Harvest Shadows. Get out of here. Trust Gemini? Oh my god. Pride is dumb. Needing help is not a weakness. I don't think it's a weakness either. Asking for help, reaching out for help, I feel like is not a weakness at all. For me, it's more, I feel like you're strong enough to communicate that fact. You're strong enough to push past your pride to be able to reach out for help when you know having another person there with you will improve or progress what you're going through. So I feel like it's not weakness at all, personally. Hi Dota, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. But yeah, no, his pride got the better of him and didn't tell them that he was struggling. Okay, that's crazy.
Like the entire expedition, this was caused by a mix of practicality and pride. He feared that those who tried to reach him would perish on the way.
Okay, that's at
vanity
least nice.
Would not allow himself to admit just how dire things had become.
So on top of the pride, he was also worried that people trying to get to him would perish. So okay, fine. That is at least okay, understandable. Imagine day comes and goes, each moment colder and colder. Your fingers not only stopped moving, but even your gloves are stuck to your hands. And one day you start feeling a comforting heat emanating from your heart, and then you feel tired, sleepy. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's scary.
Fortunately for him, however, the men he was corresponding with noticed the steady decline of his Morse code. After 4 months, it was nearly unintelligible.
Ooh.
Dots and dashes betrayed just how close Admiral Richard Byrd was to death. After 5 months, he was rescued.
Okay, that's good.
Both men almost died in their self-imposed deep freeze. Both very nearly lost themselves to that white death. And yet, in that time, both undeniably also experienced something close to euphoria. Richard Byrd writes rapturously about the spectacle of the aurora, its undulating serpentine folds, what he feels as its implicit storytelling. He pictures the light shows in the dark Antarctic night as somehow a representation of good versus evil. There are stretches of time when he feels the cosmos are telling him what it means to be alive. He says that these shows left him with the tingling feeling that I had witnessed a scene denied to all other men.
I am. Thanks for asking. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very good. Thank you.
For Christopher Knight, a man who sought isolation to a more extreme extent than almost anyone else, the deep freeze of winter offered the complete opposite. A sort of divine pause, the only time of the year when everything stopped. No sounds of humans, animals, or even the rustling of the leaves. After he was forcibly removed from his forest hideout, it seemed that the memory of winter's lost wore heaviest on him. What I miss most in the woods, Knight said, is somewhere in between quiet and solitude. What I miss most is stillness. Cold
I don't
can
know.
be an individual.
Personally, I feel like if I was in a situation, I would feel extreme loneliness because I always need to have someone to talk to and stuff. Having just because he's saying he missed the stillness, the isolation kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think I can ever live like that. I would need to have some sort of interaction with people.
Individual antagonist, needle-fingered, intimate, but just as often it serves as a society-level threat. Rare are the people who choose to go out into a freeze unsheltered. Much more often, the cold comes to us. You don't have to think back far for an example of this. In 2021, a series of disastrous winter storms hit the US, and many areas saw huge numbers of people lose power. Texas, most infamously of all, had an almost complete breakdown of its electrical grid during its coldest period in living memory. But it was not, as a point of fact, unprecedented. 10 years earlier, a series of blizzards caused a series of similar rolling blackouts across the
Thank you for the sip and the stand tall. Really depends on the person. Few do very well by themselves. Most really don't. Yeah, it really does depend on the person. Personally, for me, I need people. I need people. I am afraid of being alone especially in an open space. I feel like I would feel afraid of everything. I would feel paranoid. I feel if I was in his situation.
State recommendations made by experts on how to properly winterize and avoid further catastrophes were subsequently ignored by the state's leaders. And then a decade later, it happened again. Now, to someone who lives further north, the temperature during Texas's freeze may not seem that cold. It almost never dipped below zero. The absolute chilliest days wouldn't be anything unusual in Minnesota or Maine. But of course, the ability to withstand cold on a societal level has little to do with individual toughness, and the numerical temperature matters much less than the resources a place has put into withstanding it. Texas's collapse is instead a reminder that the cold will find the weakness at every point of infrastructure, force open the cracks that can otherwise be ignored. Many of the deaths in Texas weren't from simple hypothermia, but the carbon monoxide poisoning that resulted from improvising home heaters or even fires that spread from never-before-used fireplaces. Water pipes burst, streetlights blackened, people were forced close together in shelters despite the ongoing presence of a global pandemic. Much like COVID, the cold exposes the vulnerabilities in our systems that were always present and exposes the inhumanity of the people who profit by ignoring those vulnerabilities. And when I look at Texas, I don't see a freak accident, but the beginning of a trend. Summers are going to keep getting hotter and winters will keep getting colder, and the building blocks that make up our society are fundamentally not prepared for the climate hell that we're staring down the barrel of.
I need to be alone at times, but I couldn't stand being by myself for long. Yeah, like being alone, like once in a while, you know, having your own me time is always nice. But for how he said 27 years, that's crazy. That's too long. I'm okay at being alone. What I don't want is to be forgotten. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that your fear is being forgotten. I remember you mentioned that. Talking with someone to stay sane. Yeah, I'm so full. Oh, what did you eat? What did you have? Did you enjoy it? What was it? Not Meadow just frowning and suddenly reading chat. Yeah. No, that was just I heard about that, like how Texas got like really like like the freezing temps, or well, I don't know if freezing temps were the words, but they got to the coldest that they've ever been during COVID times. And electric companies, power companies took advantage of that shit. It's crazy. How dare you not share whatever you had, right? You right. How dare you not share? Oh, thank you for remembering. Very kind. Yeah, no, I remember. I remember you mentioning that. You said that that's what you were most afraid of. Great, bro. Went from explaining fears to politics again. First nuclear waste, now climate change. Like, I'm here for it. Have the fear explained. Well, the nuclear waste was from fears of depth. We're on fears of cold now. Chow mein, noodles, beef, and broccoli, 2 egg rolls, and some egg drop soup. Help me, Meadow. I'm dying. That sounds really good. I hope it was delicious. That sounds really good.
But you gotta admit, makes a great story.
He's makes a great story. That's so funny. It's just everything was so serious from the beginning to here, and he's just like makes a great story. That's so funny. Oh my god. Climate change will make everyone experience true cold. Yeah, I would eat it all again if I could. Chinese food is one of my weaknesses. Chinese food is so delicious. I really like there's this a Chinese food place, and their prices are so good too. And they have like this salt and pepper shrimp. It's so good. It's so good. Are you the types that eat the shell of the shrimp? Because I am. I don't mind taking them off, but when I get too lazy, I just eat the whole thing. It's not bad. It's kind of good. But yeah, as a Texan, there's a lot of reasons why the freeze makes me mad. There was a lot of interferences on the hardening of the power infrastructure, but not going to rant about that one. Understandable. No, I peel that bitch every time, and that is a-okay. I usually peel when I eat seafood boils, but if it's fried, like if the shrimp is fried in its shell, then I'll just eat it. I can't stand the texture of it. Understandable. I personally don't really have a texture issue with food. I'll eat whatever texture. It doesn't bother me personally. The only food that I don't enjoy for a fact is just cauliflower. I can't get the taste. I don't peel when I'm too lazy to. Extra crunch, I guess, right? Extra crunch. But I usually only do it for shrimp that's been fried. Like pan fried or fried in oil, then I won't peel it. But if it's like seafood boil, then I'll peel it. No, but when I eat crawdads, I suck the head like a true southern man. Yes, suck the head. It has good juices.
This is the basis for Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer, a movie set in an apocalyptic ice age brought on by climate change. It's also the background quote-unquote science.
Ow! That's it's true. It's true though. Like when you go to the seafood boil, I get head-on shrimp and you suck on it. They have good juices in there. If you don't, it's a waste. Personally, to me, it's a waste.
For The Day After Tomorrow, my personal favorite big disaster movie. It's also...
Thank you for the quote. But it's true! Meadow giving head to shrimp and sucking. I mean, it has good juices in there, and it's delicious. And it's a waste if you don't. It has the flavor. The flavor is in there. It's good.
With the context for the survival sim Frostpunk, a game bold enough to ask, what if SimCity, but with frostbite-based amputations? Frostpunk takes place in an alternate history 19th century in which an unexplained sudden ice age decimates most of Europe, leaving scant few wandering bands of people and even fewer coal-powered generators that maybe, if you plan things exactly right, can keep humanity alive through the plummeting temperature.
And I'm clipping too. Thick. Good thick juices. I mean, I wouldn't say it's thick, unless like the seafood boil, the sauce is thick, but like good juice. I work double duty. Oh my god. Perfect good man. Oh my god. That shrimp don't die for you not to suck it, you guys. No, for real. It's a waste, and it's waste on the shrimp. You know, the shrimp sacrificed itself to be cooked, and if you don't suck on the head, it's kind of like a waste. You're not respecting the shrimp. You're supposed to detach the head and suck on it. Hey, Meaty, you want to be the sun in my life? Hi, Frangie! What happened? You okay? Also, it's so weird, guys. I just turned into a crawdad. That's so funny. Frostpunk has an amazing OST too. I know a few mutuals of mine who played Frostpunk and they did enjoy it. I just never really looked into it too much. Maybe I should. Maybe I should give it a look. Suck it hard, guys. Meadow's orders, yes. Then stay 92,900 and wait, thousand. What the fuck? 92,935,700 miles away from me. I got you. Yeah, I found myself jamming when when my people died. Oh my god. Damn, Frangie. But hi, Frangie. Hope you're doing good.
But Frostpunk is not, at least initially, a game that lauds players with easy victories in civil engineering. Although the game can be min-maxed to perfection, my experiences with it were far more like Jack London's story, a series of ominous dominoes toppling one
That would be my
after
experience, I'm pretty sure.
Except in this case, it's not one person, it's a city, and in this case, I didn't even realize they were falling.
Wait.
Far too late.
Why was that man frozen to death? Why? What the heck? What did he do?
Managing your city is a challenge of managing many different resources and conditions, a juggling act of making sure you have enough wood, steel, and coal, enough houses so people don't have to sleep unsheltered, enough medical clinics that the sick can recover and quickly get back to work. For me, it was always about two things too many. I'd be really proud of the amount of wood I had stockpiled, and then realize that our food reserves had been totally used up. At multiple points, I had to turn almost the entirety of the city's labor force into a coal gathering machine, ignoring every other problem because, I mean, if we ran out of coal to keep the heat on, none of the other problems in the city would matter. My adherence to a moral city, my refusal to enforce 14-hour shifts or put children to work, meant that we were constantly on the precipice of disaster. Playing Frostpunk feels like living out the tiny catastrophes of to build a fire, making a mistake as simple as dropping a match in the snow, and then watching those mistakes ripple out to hundreds. Early on, I had a team of explorers find a defunct coal mine. They offered me a choice. Should we salvage a modest amount of supplies from the mine now with the potential of reactivating it later? Or should we completely break down the operation, seize everything now, and just hope for another consistent source of fuel to present itself in the future? I generally pride myself on my delayed gratification, my ability to hold off on immediate rewards for a larger prize in the future, but I looked at this situation and was completely overwhelmed with the immediate gains. 200 pieces of coal, wood, and steel, an absolute fortune. Later in the game, when I had my generator cranked so high that it burned through 200 pieces of coal in a matter of seconds, I thought back to that coal mine. As the temperature plummeted further and further below zero, I realized that I had knocked over the first domino hours before without even thinking about it.
Just him talking about the game makes me want to play the game. I don't know, sounds really fun. Because Frostpunk. Oh god, I can feel the food coma coming. Oh my god, if you need to take a nap, feel free. Ricky said the same thing, that you never had one resource. You either miss wood or you have food and no coal to. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's an awesome game. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks fun.
As I scrambled to keep my city at a livable temperature, forsaking all other resources and every standard of civilization in the face of that white death, I had a sudden flashback to a story I heard as a kid, one that stuck with me for probably 2 decades now. It is, hilariously enough, from the Little House series by Laura Ingalls Wilder. In On the Banks of Plum Creek, Ma and Pa are going to town, but Pa says that he's got to bring the wood inside before he does, because a blizzard is going to roll through. He tells his daughters a story about some kids who didn't have enough wood inside, and it was too cold to go out in the blizzard. He says that as their cabin got colder, the kids ran out of wood completely. They destroyed the wood box, then the chairs, then all the furniture in the house in a desperate attempt to keep the fire alive. It wasn't enough though. When their parents finally got home, Pa said that the kids were froze stark stiff. This story causes a sort of mania in Laura and her sister, who are so worried about freezing in their house that they bring in all of the wood from their woodpile outside, much to the bemusement of Pa. The Little House series often spoke frankly about the perils of 19th century life in the Midwest, but I don't remember anything else as dark as this story. Though only a couple lines, I could clearly picture the kids' desperation turning to hypothermia, as even their furniture didn't provide enough fuel for the fire to stay alight. It was only in researching this video that I learned Wilder's original version of this story, written in her non-fiction autobiography, is even more detailed and even more horrifying. The basic setup remains the same: kids at home while the parents are kept away by a blizzard, but the simple froze stark stiff is replaced by detailed descriptions. The kids attempted to leave the house after their stovepipe collapsed. All 5 were found in a snowbank nearby. 3 were dead, frozen completely. The oldest, a 12-year-old girl, had survived and managed to keep the youngest, a baby, alive by swaddling it in her coat. Though the baby was barely chilled, the 12-year-old's limbs were frozen. Pa said that she screamed as they thawed her arms and eventually amputated a leg. The version of the story I knew, the one that stuck in my head for decades, was somehow the more child-friendly telling. I can't believe how much worse it got. And it's hardly the only time Wilder brought up the cold. In fact, it seems like the biggest threat her family ever faced. Its presence always met with a dramatic darkening of the tone in what are ostensibly children's books. In The Long Winter, one in which her whole family are snowed in for months, she wrote, "There were no more lessons. There was nothing in the world but cold and dark and work and coarse brown bread and winds blowing. The storm was always there, outside the walls, waiting sometimes, then pouncing, shaking the house, roaring, snarling, and screaming in rage. She did not ever feel awake. She felt beaten by the cold and the storms. She knew she was dull and stupid, but she could not wake up." Tales of the cold are almost always made of long, harsh periods of shelter and depression, mixed with tiny victories against the immovable force. Laura's family sings together while in the midst of the blizzard. Generator upgrades in Frostpunk bring brief periods of livability. In The Long Dark, a survival game set in an apocalyptic winter, achievements are minuscule compared to other games in the genre. There's no fortress to construct in The Long Dark, farms to fully automate, or escape vehicles to build. Instead, moments of victory are sewing together a slightly warmer coat, finding a whetstone, lighting a fire.
The Long Dark. I feel like I've heard of that game, but I didn't know it was first person. The Long Dark. I think I'm mixing it with something else. Because I didn't know it was a first person game. What game am I thinking of? Ow. Why was I blocked? The Long Dark is very cool. Love the game. Oh. It's cool, but I couldn't get into it. Oh, why? Yep, I have that one. It is a chill game. Oh my god. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. It's okay. Thank you for the head pats. Yeah, no. What other game am I thinking of? There was one that... Maybe it's not The Long Dark. Maybe Dark something. Dark. Long Dark. Dark. Long. I don't remember what the game was called. Recommended horror and you ignored me. What do you mean? I didn't ignore you. The Long Dark is an apocalypse though. It's just where your plane crashes in Alaska, if I remember right. Oh, okay.
The Long Dark is a pure survival game. Although there are wolves and bears, it's cold and hunger that you'll be fighting for the majority of your time. The end game doesn't look so different from the beginning. Unlike most enemies in video games or antagonists in stories, there is no conquering the cold. You can merely survive it. I'm gonna plug up my phone so that when the food coma eventually takes me, I can't sleep to my queen getting bullied by chat. I can sleep to my queen getting bullied by chat. All right. If you do go into a food coma, rest well. You always ignore my games because most of them are horror and I still respond to them. I still do. The cold is a bizarre force though, because although it can obviously be deadly, it also preserves, not just in food, but in people. Most of you probably have heard of cryonics, the pseudoscientific idea that if you freeze a body now, we'll be able to resuscitate it far in the future.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't know. Like, it's in a lot of video games, and I know that they're like, I don't know if they're in talks of having it done or something, but I feel like the person who does do it will no longer be able to be resuscitated in the future. I don't know. 'Cause I mean, I don't know, just I feel like they would just be gone. I can feel the weight of my eyelids. Permission to lay my head on my queen's thigh. I've been a good, loyal follower. But I thought you were married to Medi. Isn't Medi's thigh the ones that you should be laying on? It won't. Cold destroys the cells quite thoroughly. Yeah, it won't work. It's a real thing. People have frozen themselves in a dim hope to come alive later. Wait, actually? Like, actually? We divorced? That's crazy. Called out, yeah. When did you guys divorce? What? Why? What happened? Wait, so there's actually people who went through the process of this? Like, they actually went through the process of this? Wait a minute, when did this marriage happen? That's crazy. He didn't want to suck it. Oh my god. We've divorced when he tried to throw me in acid when I went in for a kiss. You know what? That's crazy. Yup. Oh, that really? Oh, I didn't know that people are actually doing it. Oh, that's crazy. Huh. Was I not invited to the wedding? I guess not. Because I wasn't even invited to the wedding. The tech is not there for that, though. Okay. It is a thing, but current knowledge of life says it's null chance. That's what I thought. I feel like it could happen, but the person would realistically die from new diseases or the future, or kill people from with past diseases they got rid of and is now reintroduced. Yeah. Many was involved. Zai, you wouldn't have enjoyed it. Oh my god. I'd divorce someone too if I see them leaving the good stuff inside the shrimp head. Yeah. That's crazy.
Although cryonics are basically impossible to prove effective with our current technology, which I guess is the point, cases of survival in impossible cold are not. Far from our popular sayings related to the temperature of death, cold, dead hands, and the like, medical wisdom actually goes in the reverse direction. You're not dead until you're warm and dead. Cardiac arrest generally means death in less than 30 minutes, but if you're frozen, that time can be multiplied, with successful resuscitations after hours. A doctor colloquially known as Professor Popsicle has said, "We've learned that there really is no temperature so low you shouldn't try and save someone." The cold's ability to preserve lends it an almost mythic quality. The same force can maintain the life in a brain frozen for hours, keep a neon-jacketed body locked to the same point of Everest for decades, and mummify a man so effectively that 5,000 years later we can tell what he ate hours before he died. On a purely theoretical level, you have to admire the cold. It is so straightforward, so ruthlessly efficient at what it does. It is, of course, harder to appreciate when you're experiencing it. My favorite gross out story of the cold, one so absurd I have to include it, is from Howard Somervell, a mountaineer in the early 20th century. Somervell was on one of the earlier attempts to summit Everest.
Oh my god, the Everest. What happened? I married him in an attempt to protect my queen. Oh, okay. Understandable. You wasn't even here for Meadow's marriage. What do you mean? I'm her first original wife. Thank you very much. Not sure. Denial. Oh my god. Whoa, drama. Wife drama. That's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Meadow and Zai got married when they were younger. Childhood sweethearts, you see. Yeah. Wife battle royale, perhaps? Oh my god. Whoever wins gets Meadow's #1 wife spot. It was fate. Nah, there's no battle. Only love here. Only love. I feel like... Oh, I just read that. I am so sorry.
The team climbed higher and higher up the mountain. He found himself seized with coughing fits. Somervell eventually coughed so hard that he felt something stick in his throat. He actually begins to choke. He can't call out for help. He sits down in the snow to die, and then finally manages to hack the thing in his throat out into the snow. It was a piece of his own larynx frostbitten and detached from his innards. He was fine, by the way.
I'm sorry? His what? What is that? I need to search that up. What the fuck? Huh? What? New meaning to make love, not war. Yes, precisely. So I gave up then. Shy win by default. Oh my god. This is turning into one of those absurdly long light novel titles. I can't believe my streamer boss is married to this many women. Damn, it looks so nice on that side of the fence. All my wives hate me. Oh my god. You assume loving means giving up. That is not the case. It's not a competition. Part of your throat voice box, I think? That's crazy. He just hacked that up. Oh my god.
Made it back down the mountain, lived another 50 years, just left a little bit of himself behind. Almost 90
I feel like he
years
was trying to keep himself from laughing. It looks like he's trying to hold back from
a little
laughing.
bit of himself behind. Almost 90 years after Somervell's adventure, a Friday in late November 2009, I went on a trip to Grayson Highlands, Virginia with some friends and their parents. Our plan was to hike in, camp a couple nights, explore the trails while we were there. Grayson Highlands is gorgeous, by the way. Most of the mountains are heavily forested, but these are bare, with long sections where you can walk along clear ridge lines. There are rocky outcroppings and beautiful overlooks. It's one of my favorite places in the state to hike. We arrived around noon and started to walk. It was chilly, but in the fun sort of way, the activity of the ascent keeping us warm. It was exciting that the wind occasionally gusted hard enough to almost knock us over.
It's only bucket list for a girl to let me fall asleep on her thighs one day. God damn it, one day it'll happen. Yet another reason for me to avoid the cold. Hi, sir. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Put your hands on your throat. Larynx is the internal part of where your hand is. The internal part. Just this whole area. Crazy.
I can't remember exactly when the temperature started to drop. I do know sundown would have been about 5 p.m. I just remember that those gusts started to cut straight through the light windbreaker I was wearing. My flexible gloves didn't seem to retain any heat at all. Looking back, I don't think it was that cold taken in pure degrees. I doubt it sunk much below 15. But in real terms, I was simply unprepared. I had the equipment needed for a sunny fall hike in a southern state, not an overcast mountaintop with sudden temperature changes and a constantly howling wind. To once again quote Jack London, the forecast for that day told me that it was cold and uncomfortable, and that was all. It did not lead me to consider my weaknesses as a creature affected by temperature.
Oh, hi, Nova. Welcome in. I love this video, Fear the Cold. Yeah, no, this was suggested by Dip because we just watched Fear of Depths, and he added on the cold because it's by the same person, so he's like, why not? Hi, Onyx. Welcome, and thank you so much for the daily bloom, the sit and the stand tall. How are you? Hope you had a good day at work. Yeah, a bit more even, but rough. What? If I slay all your enemies, can I lay my head? Then Meadow, my queen, pretty please? Sure, why not? Thanks, Meadow. Yeah, great. Educational stream, I see. Yeah, no, I'm doing it's a reaction stream. Basically, I changed it to where it will start doing it on our monthly streams where we do different events. But I do reaction streams to different medias, whether it's lore videos, educational videos, or what's it called, musicals and stuff. So yeah, this one was the one that won. Ooh, reactions. Yeah, hope stream has been well. It has been. It's been going very good. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Work has been busy, but I'm doing my part. That's good. As long as it's a good busy and time flies, right? But I'm glad that you're doing good. Very cool. Yeah. It's my first time seeing both the videos, and it's pretty interesting. I learned that I don't want to ever go near caves, and I also learned that I should never be in a situation where I'll be freezing to death. No laugh challenges. Time flies and all I want is good food. Yes, good food. To war men, no wall will hold me, no army will stop me. The seas will boil and the skies will fall. Nothing will keep me from those ties. Oh my god, that's crazy. I think the scariest part of the cold is just like heat. It can drop without you noticing. People can die from heat strokes and frostbites without noticing because it was too slow. It was slow enough to adjust to. Oh, yeah, you know, you might be right. You might be right.
I remember getting to our campsite, reaching into my tent bag, and being completely unable to determine if what my numb fingers were touching was the canvas of the tent or the poles that would form the frame. I dumped the whole thing out on the ground and tried to pick up the poles to snap them together, but simply couldn't make the connections. 12 years out, I couldn't tell you if the problem was exclusively physical or if my brain had also somehow been deadened. What I know is I stood there and made no progress, increasingly frustrated and alarmed that I couldn't do the single action I needed to give myself shelter. Within minutes...
Thank you for the 13 months! I appreciate it! Thank you, thank you! 13 months of love, yes. Ice caverns to encompass both. Oh my god, no. No. Because we watched The Fear of Depth earlier, and oh my god, just the narrow and having to crawl and sometimes even like belly crawl, no. No, thank you. I think Darth is down bad. I feel like you would notice the complete lack of water in your body. The complete lack of water in your body. Oh, from like the what's it called? From the heat strokes and frostbites, is that what you're talking about? Or frostbites specifically. From heat. Oh, okay. How new are you? Cause you ain't seen nothing. Wait and see if Wolf shows up, then you will see how down bad. That's crazy. This is not news. It's okay. It's okay.
It's my dad.
You know what's so funny? I think when Sarah comes in, Darth isn't around most of the time. When Sarah comes in, Darth like once in a while chats, but then disappears for a little bit. So I think that's why Sarah's surprised. Tight spaces are terrifying. It is. It's so uncomfy. Oh my god. Yeah, what the fuck, Darth?
Who was also on the hike, realized what was going on, gave me his gloves, snapped the poles together, and staked the tent to the ground. I more or less fell inside, got in my sleeping bag at what couldn't have been past 6, and immediately went to sleep. I half remember being woken a little while later, again by my dad, who gave me some food warmed by a camp stove and hot chocolate. I passed out again. Looking back, I think about Christopher Knight, who forced himself awake at the coldest parts of the night, stubbornly paced to keep his body functioning and warm. I failed just about every test the cold threw at me. I am possibly over-dramatizing the situation, but in my memory, that is the closest I have ever felt to death. It really felt like my dad saved my life. The next morning, we all got up, a little shaken by how unexpectedly extreme the previous night had been. We first hesitantly, then enthusiastically pitched the idea of leaving early. I wasn't the only one who had a bad time. There are many places on Earth with permafrost, a layer of frozen soil and sediment beneath the surface that is, theoretically, permanent. Winter, summer, this stays cold, keeping all the dead plants and organisms on that layer cold with it, preserving them, in a way, keeping their bodies locked beneath the ground. But, as with so many things, our naming of permafrost assumed a level of stability we denied the world. For many years now, permafrost has been thawing, and with it resurfaced startling reminders of the past. In Spitsbergen, an island in Norway, human bones appear to be rising out of the ground. A 1600s whaling graveyard, preserved in the ice for 400 years, is now seeing the permafrost exhume the bodies it kept hidden. Humans, whales, pieces of ships, all emerging from the earth. In previous years, the permafrost acted as a sort of shield. Not only would bodies remain permanently frozen, but so too would any diseases or dangers they held with them. Now, with a steadily...
Speaking of down bad, where is Wolf? Is he safe? Does he need kisses? I'm pretty sure he's good. Yeah, I think he has work today. I think he's working today. And I'm sub to Wolf now. It's awesome. Yes, you should be. You should be. But yeah, no, I think he's working today, if I'm not mistaken.
Climbing global temperature, that shield weakens. A small-scale plague of viral anthrax broke out in Russia when a heat wave exposed the frozen corpses of 75-year-old reindeer from the permafrost. Back in Spitsbergen, corpses from a century ago still held the full sequence of the 1918 flu. In Longyearbyen, Norway, the northernmost town in the world, there's a joke that residents are not allowed to die. In reality, this refers to burial. The town will not allow corpses from today to freeze instead of decomposing, potentially holding diseases in perpetuity and unleashing them on archaeologists centuries from now. And while that's a noble effort, the deadliest thing is already bound up with all the bodies in the permafrost: carbon. When functioning normally, the frozen ground prevents plants, animals, even humans from releasing their carbon back into the atmosphere. The cold keeps the remains and the carbon they carry. But as the frost thaws, that carbon is released too, billions of tons of it, that in turn increases the global warming, causing the thaw in the first place, accelerating the heating, thawing process in a vicious cycle. Like in Carpenter's The Thing, the cold left undisturbed would have held the threat as long as necessary.
So, oh, we have Agile. We'll be right back after Agile, but it looks like it's gonna go back into the thing, so I don't know if it's gonna have any spoilers. We are planning to watch the thing in the future, so ignore this part, okay. But we'll be right back after Agile. Let us use this time to go use the restroom, grab a drink, grab a snack. Hi, Thanos, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. But we will go into Agile, so give us about like 3 minutes to use this to grab a snack, use the restroom, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back here in about like 3 minutes. Hi, welcome back. So the thing, they're gonna be talking about the thing. Should I skip this part? Welcome back, Meadow. It's just a little segment. You can keep watching. Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't have anything, gotten any games on the deals right now. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, the thing. Yeah. There's Wolf. Hi, Wolf. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Darth was looking for you. Well, hope you had a good day. I came in at the right time. Yes, you did. Speaking of Wolf. I remember seeing this movie. I have not yet seen it, and it's on the future list to watch. So, there was a part in the segment where they talked a little bit about the movie, so they were like, skip it, skip it. It's a classic. I will eventually watch. Hi, Manny. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. I see you want your words of affection today. All right. Your words of affection today is... You did an amazing job in League yesterday. No, I just had a lot of fun playing games with you, and thank you for playing games with me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for the sip and the stand tall. Thank you, thank you. Hello, you nartastic gentleman. That's funny. So welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Put me in a room with Meadow and Wolf, and I'm leaving. Oh my god, that's crazy. Or what the fuck is that? Which one? Which one? My head hurts from migraine, but I had to get out of bed to do uni work. Aw. I hope your uni work goes well. Well, I enjoy playing games with you more. Aw. Don't lie. Just kidding. That's rough, yeah. Wolf, I hope your day was amazing. If it wasn't, just say the word and I'm on the way with a blanket, hot cocoa, and cuddles. That's so funny. Dart says something about an ire. Oh. I'm looking. Oh, so Darth has this internal wheel where he will choose one person in chat and say that a specific time they will be eaten. I'm not sure why. What? Control on 90% discount. I think you mentioned Control 2 as well. Where's this niceness to me? Oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot about Control. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned at what time. I wasn't able to grab it because I forgot that the sale was just for that specific time and day. So the day after I tried to buy it, it was just like, ha, sale gone, bitch. So I was like, okay, alright. My day was pretty good, just busy. I hope it was a good busy. You're not Wolf. That's crazy. Oh my god. I think I saw Code Vein is $5 or $6 right now. I think I have Code Vein. I think I got it on sale last time. I can legit see 6 games for $40. Ooh. Now the discount is even bigger. Oh, it is? I forgot how much it was last time, but I will definitely... Let's see. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you definitely mentioned this. I will definitely look into it. But let us continue. We're almost done. We're actually almost done. We have like... Math. 8 minutes left. Code Vein Deluxe Edition, also 90% discount. Deluxe Edition? I think I got regular. Damn it.
Unlike the Thing, once the dangers of the permafrost are released, they cannot be confined. No matter where we are, we will feel the impermanence of the permafrost.
The only reason I kind of know what permafrost is because I don't know if you guys listened to them before, but if you were a fan of League of Legends, there was this amazing artist called Falcon Shield who made songs. And I think it was the 6th one. Was it the 6th one? So there was the first one, which we don't talk about, or at least I don't. The second one was... Okay, Demacia, I think. Demacia with what's it called? The place Jinx is from. And then the third one was the Shadow Isles, I think. And then there was a part 2 of the third one. There's a 4th, 5th. Pretty sure it's 4th? Okay, yeah. And then I think Lysandra talks about permafrost in her song. That's the only reason why I know permafrost. You should be able to upgrade? Oh, can I? Okay. I treat Wolf like the adoring fan in Oblivion. Shine your shoes, hold your weapon, back rubs, perhaps. Zon? Yes, Zon. Thank you. By Azura, by Azura, by Azura. It's the Wolf Lord. What? Sandra who? Lysandra. Unless, is that a meme that I'm not aware of? Well, you can know what permafrost is due to the name being permafrost. Dip, get out of here. I'm saying that I discovered the word that way. Why don't we talk about the first one? It was really dark or something. Oh, no. I didn't enjoy the first one. I enjoy the second and onwards. The second and onwards was my favorite of the ones that he has, Falcon Shield has made. The first one was alright. It wasn't my favorite. You need to see clips of the Adoring Fan Meadow. For, Oblivion, are you talking about, when you say Oblivion, are you talking about the remake of, was it Elder Scrolls? Is it Oblivion? I forgot what it was called. Skyrim. Yes, okay. That's what I assumed it was. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Okay, I thought so. I haven't played the game either, so I have no clue.
It's little surprise.
No, Skyrim is the 5th one. Oh yeah, no, well, Skyrim is the 5th one, but Skyrim is connecting the dots for Elder Scroll for me. That's why I said yeah. I remember liking the first one, but I also, but I was also like 15. I think when I first heard it, I didn't like the first one. The second one I enjoyed a lot, and it's what got me into it more. And I like, the Yordle one the most. I love the Yordle one the most.
That the coldest naturally occurring temperature on Earth was recorded in Antarctica. It's either 128 or 135 below, depending on if you want ground level or satellite measurements. In any case, the continent fulfills its promise as the end of nowhere, an inferno of ice, the Earth's underworld. The coldest naturally occurring place in space, as far as we know, is the Boomerang Nebula. It's part of the constellation Centaurus. It's about 5,000 light years away, and thanks to the expelling of ultra-cold gas from a dying star, maintains a temperature of about 1 degree Kelvin, or 1 degree above absolute zero. That's about negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, we'd be gone.
This is less than half of the temperature of the vacuum of space in general, which holds a little higher than 2 degrees
I need to sneeze. I don't need to sneeze anymore. What the fuck? The series is called Elder Scrolls. Skyrim is the 5th, Oblivion is the 4th. Yeah. I do remember I got the Oblivion remastered in Skyrim and Morrowind. I have not played Skyrim at all. I've played like 15 minutes and then got massive headaches. But then I fixed that issue. So I should probably try it again. I could tank it. No, you couldn't. Bless your little cotton socks. Thanks. What would you fucking know? I could take it for sure. I don't know about that. Kelvin is the absolute temperature. 0K is physically impossible, which it would mathematically mean that time stopped. Huh? Absolute zero is when there's zero movement. Not even the vibrations of atoms can occur. Oh. Okay.
Thanks to background radiation from the Big Bang, but the absolute coldest place in the universe. As far as we know, the coldest temperature anywhere has ever been, ever, is back on Earth. In labs across the world for the past century, scientists have pushed temperatures lower. 1 Kelvin may be the lowest temperature in space, but we continue to go colder, far, far below 1, within thousandths and millionths of a degree of absolute zero.
Why would we?
Like the speed of light, it seems like something we may be able to get unbelievably close to, but never reach. Cold itself, in terms of physics, is defined by absence. The absence of energy, the stilling of particles. The lower the temperature, the slower the particle movement within. In the theoretical, impossible object at absolute zero, there is no movement whatsoever. Every particle within the object would be at rest. In a poetic sense, the hermit Christopher Knight was correct from a physics standpoint when describing the quiet of winter. Somewhere in between quiet and solitude, what I miss most is stillness. It will take until the end of the universe for natural temperatures to best those created in a lab on Earth. When every star has gone out and every black hole has evaporated and the radiation from the Big Bang fizzles away, all the nothing that exists will reach the same temperature, some impossibly small decimal. Still, not absolute zero, but about as close as anything will ever get.
What the fuck? You can't even tank Meadow, ignore you. Absolute zero is when there's zero. Oh, I just read that, I'm so sorry. Because we can, it actually serves a purpose. What purpose? That emotional tanking, which is different. Oh my god. Superconductors are easier to experiment on super low temperatures, for example. Oh, kind of funny, but heat is actually really hard to deal with in space travel instead of the cold. Like, the heat in space is harder to deal with. What I think is cool is how fire works in space. Super terrifying, but still cool. Oh, cool. How does it work? How does it work in space?
We, as humans, are inherently fallible. We build houses with cracks in the walls, strike matches that singe and fall from our fingertips, seek solitude without ensuring self-sufficiency. Unfortunately for our survival, we are generally insulated from these mistakes. A cracked wall, a singed finger, is a setback, not a catastrophe. The cold will strip that insulation bare, remove our layers of protection, show us how desperate a situation really is. The cold punishes arrogance, forces isolation, remembers our mistakes. But to depict the cold as malicious, antagonistic, is to limit its power. The cold is not an anthropocentric force. It doesn't care one way or another about its effect on us. It was present before anything existed. It will remain after everything is done.
Basically, within air, heat can radiate out and away from something, but in space, there's nothing to radiate the heat to, so it'll just get hotter and hotter. Oh. Singed? What? The heat from your ship produces, the heat that your ship produces, to be specific. Oh. It's almost like liquid and you will never get it off of you. Oh. Since it is a vacuum, there's no medium to breathe the heat off. Oh, Hellblade 2 on 65% discount. Not a game for everyone. It's so funny. Just talk about here, Div just slides out. Hellblade 2 is on sale. I could tank it. Just give me some hot chocolate and a... What? And a what cat? I could tank it? He said Singed, and Singe is a character in League of Legends. Get out of here. Get out of here. Wait, is that all of it? That was everything. Okay. He made marshmallows at the end. He burnt the marshmallow! That just made me upset. He burnt the fucking marshmallow. What the heck? I'm so mad. I saw him making marshmallows in the fucking... when I hovered. Video ruined. Yeah, no, I'm upset. He fucking burnt the marshmallow. How you eat marshmallows? I get it, golden brown, and I... like, slip off the casing, eat the casing, and then I reheat it again. I, like, take off the skin, essentially. I could tank anything if Meadow told me to. Good. Thank you for the simple to stand tall. Thank you, thank you. Alright. That was the end of the video, though. That was good. Get out of here. You skin your marshmallows? Yeah. So you get it, like, you toast it, you get a golden brown, right? Let me go to this area so you guys don't have like silence in the background. You toast the marshmallow until it's like golden brown, and then you slowly just slip off the skin of it. And then you eat that, and then you retoast it again and do the same thing over and over again until it is nothing but a sliver of wet marshmallow. Just eat that leftover. That's how I enjoy my marshmallow. It's nice. But yeah, no. Thank you guys so much for recommending Fear of Cold and Fear of Depth. I learned quite a bit, and it was a lot of fun. No, I actually enjoyed it a lot. Gave me new fears. Not fears enough to... Well, no, it solidified my fears of the water. Are you ending? But I just got here. Well, that was the videos that we were going to talk about. Hello? Meadow castrates her marshmallows? Well, not technically, not really. Circumcise. Oh my god. Me next, you're crazy. Wait, no, it's not 9 yet. Well, technically, because we are done. Because we can't vote on a game, and I can't play a game for like 30 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that was those reactions. Those were really good, though. I can't wait to look at more that you guys have sent in. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see. Thank you for the cat ears. Let's play Rivals. Are you crazy? No, I might actually like call it in a bit because what's it called? Like I said earlier, I'm feeling a little ill, so I might take some time to rest a little bit and then get something to eat. Maddie, are we still playing Monster Hunter? We didn't really discuss what time. I forgot what time we discussed. I don't think we discussed the time actually. Watch clips, funny clips. I need it after those scary videos. I think you just want me to stay here. Sorry, that's on me. Oh, don't be sorry. You're totally fine. Don't be sorry. It's okay. I mean, I didn't ask either. I didn't initiate what time we should do it at, so it's okay. Yes, get some rest and food. Yeah, we can yap till the end. We could. Meadow, I have a rare chance to recommend one cool bean I know. Can I? Oh, yeah, DM me. DM me and I'll see. Shit, I can't make my queen stay up after hearing that. Yeah, no, I'm feeling, so, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna re-emphasize, I am okay. The reason I'm feeling ill is because of side effects from medication. That's the reason why. So the medicine is kind of beating me up. So I might actually change when I take my medicine to Saturdays, so I have Sunday to, like, rest. Because I've been taking it on Sundays, and that kind of beats me up on Monday mornings, because the side effects that I get is, it varies, and it depends. So I can get nauseous, I can feel fatigue, muscle pain, extreme exhaustion sometimes. I burp a lot. But yeah, it's like a mix. And it's random sometimes. It's not always the same. And then I have like sometimes discomfort in my tummy, but I'm okay. Meadow, I'm sending you a suggestion. Okay, watch the missile clip and I'll be satisfied. I did watch it during Agile. I did watch it. I was so confused though. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know what the clip was about. Go to bed. Well, I will be over, for those of you who don't know, I will be over at Medi's channel too. Let me give Medi a shout out too, because I don't think I did. But I'll be over on Medi's channel later on tonight. We will be playing Monster Hunter Wilds. So, the new event came out, so I'll be over there playing that with him. What kind of meds you taking it that you feel it a day after? That's some powerful shit. It's a medication that goes for a whole week, essentially. It goes for a whole week. Or it lasts for a whole week, which is why the
Medication hits pretty rough. The new event's rough? Oh lord. We'll see how that goes then. We'll see how that goes. Thank you for stream, of course. Thank you guys for being here. Let me see. Let's see. That is one person. Manny, get out of here! Get out of here! What is wrong with you? I swear to God, I did DM. I saw. Hi, Fearless! Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. This fucking guy. I swear to God. Okay. It's a suggestion and I'm rejecting it. Oh, no, I'm not human. That's crazy. I saw a little bit of gameplay. Let's see. We should kick that guy. Oh my god. Who did he suggest? He didn't suggest a fucking person. He didn't suggest a person. Let's just say that. I just sent her, you should kiss. Yeah, he did. And I said, get out of here. What are we doing? We just ended. We're about to send you guys over. We're about to send you guys over. 1 second. Yeah, Bird has been playing that game. Yeah. Every time I click over to her, she's not even playing it though, and it drives me insane. I'm like, girl, can you get to the game? I've been waiting. Oh, okay, it's okay. But yeah, I'm sending you guys over to someone. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, for lurking and chatting and just chilling with me today. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys again soon. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST with a cozy game. We have the votings going on over on the Discord if you have not voted for a game yet. So make sure you check that out and place in your votes. We have 5 options on there, so make sure you give it a look. But that will be whatever the winning game will be tomorrow morning. That is the game that we will be going with. So make sure you guys give it a vote. But we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST with a cozy game that you guys have voted for. Otherwise, I do have a Discord you guys can join me on. We have community nights, watch-alongs, voting events for future voting polls for future events, future watch-alongs, and future games that you would like to see. We do have a gacha bot if you're obsessed with gacha. It's a good way to waste time, because sometimes it's broken and you just keep spamming GG like every single fucking 30 minutes to hope that it works, but you see it's getting there. 3 p.m. in the morning. In the afternoon. Did I say morning? Sorry, I'm a little ill. We also do have I have socials that you can follow me on. My YouTube channel's there where you can watch my VODs and shorts. And then I also do have a ASMR channel. GG, Grand Blue mentioned. When I think of GG, I think of Girls' Generation. Oh, hello, Gons! Thank you so much for the 7th month. How are you? Look, Meadow, it's this time of the month again, so I added more time to the timer so you can never leave Subathon. Oh my god. Well, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Thank you again for the sub. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. But yeah, we will be back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST. Pet of a character in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Oh! I don't remember a pet. I've played the game, but I don't remember it for some reason. But, I have my socials you can follow me on. YouTube, VODs, Shorts, YouTube ASMR channels, other social platforms, as well as a lore page if you want to check that out. But let's see. I do have Dip recommending me someone, but let me just check my list to see if there's anybody I haven't rated in a while. But it looks like I've rated every single one of them recently. Let's see. I'm good. Nothing sets me better than you and your post-it notes beard. Thanks. Alright, go pass out now. Good night, my queen. Have a good night. Sleep well, sleep well. Good night. Oh, that message was not for me. That's crazy.
It was part of the moveset of the Ghost Whip Girl. Oh, I forgot the names of those. It's been a long while since I've played, but that's the girl I played a lot of, I think. She can summon, like, the ghost creatures, right? Yeah, I think that's the one I played because I like Whip and I like summons, and I was like, perfect combo. Perfect combo. Alright. How come I don't hear audio from this? Am I crazy? Oh, I didn't have the audio. Alright, I'll send you guys over to Northern Kiss. I have never met her before, but she is a suggestion made by Dip. So we'll send you guys over to her. She is currently playing No, I'm Not a Human. I don't know if I'll be playing this game in the future because it's a horror game, so we'll see. I heard it can be creepy, and I've seen a little bit of the demo at least. So I don't know. We'll see if I'll ever play it. But I'll send you guys over to her. Let me actually check her pronouns real quick. Just to make sure I'm not... I don't want to... She doesn't have a list of what her pronouns are. I'll stick with they just to be safe. But she is... they are a lucky Sakura dragon waifu. So she, her. She is a she. Okay, okay. She is a Sakura dragon waifu who seems like she's a variety streamer as well, and currently she is playing No, I'm Not a Human, which is a horror game that came out recently. I believe they had the demo out for a bit, and then they just finally released the full game, I believe within the last 2 weeks. She is a she. Well, I was reading Dip's message. She is a she, her, so that's why I said it that way. But I'll send you guys over to her. Make sure you give her some love and support. I would really appreciate it. Once again, she is playing No, I'm Not a Human, so we'll go with that. I'll stick with they, them to be safe. That's a real struggle. Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm sorry. I'm also not feeling very good, so I think my mind is kind of all over the place. I do apologize. But, we'll send you over to her. Make sure you give her some love and support. I would really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Let me send this over, make sure that's working. And it's working. But once again, thank you guys so much. I hope to see you tomorrow. Once again, 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST with a cozy game that you guys are voting for over on the Discord. Make sure you guys finish those votings. But otherwise, I hope y'all have a good night. Sleep well. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Good night, good night.